fuck it all the late nights. It'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced, 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice everybody's got that moment when the sun comes up and I look around. I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems, problems. 'Cause I got no problems, problems. 'Cause I got no problems, problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems, problems.
We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only ones.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Heads down, they will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Back to you. We're not the only ones. We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Clear, cool day throughout the Los Angeles area. The current temperature in Hollywood is 65 degrees and expected high of 68.
Great, hit snooze till it's 8:30. Grab a coffee to help ease my brain. There's no time to bait. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine.
All right, welcome to ESEA League Season 53 coverage once more, guys. I am JRT, and we've got some great European matches coming at you today. We're starting off with Advanced, going to Intermediate, and then ending with Open 10. Our Advanced matchup that we're going to be showing you guys is going to be right up on your screen in just a moment. It is Bax versus Saber, and Saber's actually been playing a lot of CCT and Thunderpick. They've been getting reps under their belt against teams that would be considered better than them, honestly, and it's good for them because it's even in losses in those situations you learn a lot looking at the tape, looking at the demos, everything. And then you have Bax Esports, who are just tearing it up right now in ESEA Advanced EU. And last season, actually, they qualified to advance by winning main season 52, 11-3 in the regular season, and 7-1 in the playoffs. And what's impressive there is that usually when you get promoted to a higher division, you have some struggles and things don't go that great, but they have just got off on the exact right foot. It's beautiful stuff. To be 6-0 in your first season of Advanced is actually insane. So we'll see if they can compete with Saber, who have been trying to up themselves a little bit, as I mentioned, by of course competing against some of those better teams. And I mean, we're going to check out the veto now so we can see which map we're going to be on, and should be coming on your screen in just a little bit. Let's see what we got. We got ourselves some Ancient. I do love me some Ancient. It is a fantastic map, a classic now, honestly, a map that lots of teams like to run. And if it's banned by any teams, then that becomes a problem for many others. So anyway, look, both these teams have played Ancient in the past. I think what I wanted to mention, though, for Saber is they played a lot of Ancient against some pretty strong teams. Passion UA, Ruby, and Favbet. And all three of those teams, did defeat them. But, some of them are a little closer. You had 9-13 against Ruby, Passion UA and Favbet, not so much, 6-13 and 7-13. But all of those matches, we saw a lot of interesting stuff come through from the players on this roster. In particular, one of note for me is Niter, who had, I think he was just generally performing well throughout most of these matches that he's been playing, especially over the last 3 months. And if you look at his stats, they tell a similar story. He's got a 1.13 impact rating, a 1.06 rating, and a 79.5 average damage per round. So I mean, you're looking at that, that's up against tougher competition. But when you look at his advanced stats, of course, it's going to be even better. Over the two maps that he's played, 51 frags, plus 25 kill to death differential, 1.96 KDR, 102.6 ADR, and 1.21 frags per round. Anything at or above one frag per round is already ridiculous. So Niter looking very strong there for the Saber roster, and Hodix right behind him at 30. I say right behind, but it's a little bit further back at 35 frags, 1.45 KDR, and a 79 ADR. But Niter is very much at the top of the scoreboard for this squad, even up against the tougher competition. I think the core of this roster, Niter, Svemi, and Hodix, were part of the Nevermore squad, and I think they had a couple of new additions that came through. I might have crossed that up, actually, but it doesn't matter. The Nevermore core formed around 2 new players, and that's what you have right now here on Saber. So overall, I would say on a map like Ancient, probably favoring Saber to come out on top just because of how much experience they've had on it as of late. But when we switch gears over to Bax Esports, they're sitting at 6-0, as mentioned, on the season. They've played 107 rounds of Counter-Strike, and they're sitting at a staggering plus 49 round differential on this season, which is, again, insane considering they were just promoted to Advanced. And then if you look at the stats, Sweat's I7 is leading the charge with 103 frags, 93.8 ADR, and a 0.96 frags per round. I believe he's the opper for that squad, which, I mean, we're seeing the op actually have a resurgence, I would say, in CS2, because when it first came out, as you will recall, it was mostly riflers that were dominating everything, and the ops were kind of taking a hit, mostly because that peeker's advantage was so severe that the oppers really couldn't get a beat on anyone. But over time, Valve has addressed this. They've reduced the peeker's advantage more and more. It's still there. It's still, I would say, even part of the game, and it's never really going to change in that regard fully, but oppers can be a little more effective, a lot more effective, and we're seeing them start to shine as stars on their teams once more. And I believe that Sweat's I7 is one of those players, just one of many, of course, that's an example of that happening. And then you have Sainty, who's sitting right behind him at 100 frags, 1.53 KDR, actually tied with him pretty much at 93 ADR, and 69% headshot percentage, which is actually very, very good. And then in terms of the players themselves individually on Face It, you have 6 of the 8 players on the Saber roster. They have a lot of backups, of course. In the top 1,000 in Face It EU, most notably Niter at number 131 and Maisie at number 173. Those two are sitting up there quite a bit. And over on Bax Esports, you've got 3 players of the 5 in the top 1,000. Again, most notably Sweats at number 45 overall, which is top 100 even, and Sainty as well in the top 100 at number 85. And it's just honestly, Bax Esports is a very strong squad, and I think that sometimes you see these players might be in the top 1,000, might be top 100, but they can't translate that success into league success, because it's a very different environment, going from playing in pugs to playing on a team where there's more importance upon strategies, upon executions and things like that. So I mean, honestly, it's a fantastic journey, with the ultimate goal being to make it into ECL. And season 54, it's not far away, guys, and registration has already been opened up. So if you're looking to start a team, you want to go into Open 10 and say, hey, I want to give this a shot, I want to make it to ECL at some point. So you can do that. You sign up, you go and register, get 5 guys together, or 4 if you have yourself, and sign up for ESEA season 54, guys. Go and do it as we go into game. It's always fun playing in a team environment. I think it really builds you as a person, I would say, in terms of your ability to work together, and also helps you improve your skills in Counter-Strike. We've got about 2 minutes, guys, until the game is going to get going. Talking about Bax Esports so far this season on Ancient, 1-0. Clean win, 13-6 was the win with a +7 round differential. So they've already had that success, but of course Saber is a different beast, because they last season were 3rd in advanced in season 52, 11-3, and 2nd in the playoffs at 7-2. So this will be Bax Esports' biggest challenge yet. So we'll see if they can stay undefeated, and if they can, well, I mean, you have to kind of mark them as one of the teams that could very much make it to the grand finals in advance, which could mean that Bax Esports are on the rise towards ECL. We'll have to wait and see if that is indeed the case. As mentioned, we have 3 matches to cover today. This is the first one. The next one's going to be Slake versus Team Phoenix. That'll be ESEA Season 52 Intermediate action, or Season 53 Intermediate action, excuse me. And then we have Season 53 Open 10 as our 3rd match, Comet Clan up against My Sod. All of these teams are sitting at or near the top of their divisions. As we wait to get going, I'm curious to see the roster. I think it's going to be the same roster that Saber ran in CCT the other day. Looks like, yes. You have Niter, Hodix, Svemi, Fake Reality, and Jackass. And over on the Bax Esports side, you have Duyant, Mr. Trelog, Greatest 333, Sweats I7, and Sainty. As mentioned, the players to watch over on Bax Esports are Sainty and Sweats I7. Over on Saber, I would say it's Niter and Hodix. That will be the 2 players that could make the most noise, especially Niter. I did see some moments from Fake Reality as well, so I guess honorable mention to him as a possibility here. And it looks like we are finally ready to get underway. Round number 1 of Saber versus Bax Esports here on ESL and ESEA Season 53. I shouldn't say round. Is this knife round? Yes, knife round. So not exactly round number 1 just yet, but we get to see who gets to choose which side. And we got this classic duel, knife duel, just jiggling back and forth, and they're finally engaging with each other. It looks like, pretty close here. Mr. Chalog can't get another one, though, so it will be Niter and Fake Reality surviving, and Saber choosing the side, likely going to be CT side. to kick things off here on Ancient. Just have to wait a little bit longer before we actually go going into this round. Let's check out the chat just for a bit, see what you guys are chatting about. Comet Clan gonna pop off. We've already got a Comet Clan fan here. 2 matches ahead of schedule. I like it. We'll have some great Counter-Strike to watch until we get there, of course. Actually, another Comet Clan fan here. Should be around 1K on the Comet Clan game. All right, all right. We'll see if that's going to be true. Either way, here we go. Finally getting underway with round number 1. As mentioned, I think Saber will have the edge here with the amount of reps they've had against tougher competition here on Ancient. Not to mention that they've been successful on the map when they've played it here in Advanced. Fake Reality. There's one. Hodix another. Already a strong start here for Saber. Backseat Sports trying to regroup towards the B site, but Nitr's closing the gap at lane. They're trapped. They have to fight their way out, do Backseat Sports. Nitr just going to back off a little bit as that Molotov is thrown in his direction. That opens up a touch of space, but backs are going to have to move quickly if they want to use the advantage to their benefit. Well, Nitr, okay, there we go. So Nitr is taken down. That opens up the space into mid. Svemi taps away. Can't really connect on his shots. He does get Mr. Trelog down to 8 HP. Can he finish the job? No, at least not yet. That said, I mean, Saber's got all the information here on the rotation. Trying to deny the bomb plant. They do get a headshot. Nice running headshot from Svemi. Duyant and Greatest managed to get a couple, and Duyant is going to make it a 1v1. He's got 17 HP up against 10 for Fake Reality. Fake Reality's got to have heard that. But he's looking the wrong way. Duyant gets the last one. Nicely done. It is going to be 1-0 off of Duyant's opening frags. Well done. 3K for him. 1-0 for Backseat Sports. It looks so good for Saber, honestly. They had everything going in their direction. They had Backseat Sports surrounded towards the B site. I think Nitr just got a little too hungry for a frag in that situation. Started to chase a little bit to try and close the gap at lane when he could have just hung out at mid and had the support of the Red Room player as well, which likely would have been a more favorable engagement if Backseat Sports came in that direction. So maybe something to think about and learn from. Either way, this round's going to be quickly over. There we go. Saber don't waste any time trying to get aggressive there with the USPs only. And Backs will take it easily. We go on. First buy round coming through for Saber. M4A1S is across the board. Hodix has the M4A4. And a good amount of util here. About half the usual util for Saber. Obviously, they want more, but their economy won't allow it. Nice smoke thrown by Backseat Sports in for Red Room. And they're going to get some more util tossed out here. Dual Yant. Going out towards mid. A pincer attack onto mid by Backseat Sports from lane and connector. Or I should say lane and Z. As Hodix info hops back and forth in rhythmic fashion. Now we'll get spotted out and taken down to 74 HP. But he just wanted information and he got it. Now they're going to try and aggress towards mid. Dual Yant gets one, actually. I thought he got taken down there. No, but he gets that frag. Traded back and forth. 3v3, now a 3v2. And only one remains for Backseat Sports after Fake Reality chimes in over on Greatest 333. Sweats I7. Highlighted him in the pregame. Certainly up to the task in a 1v3, but this one is going to be a significant challenge with most of the 3 remaining players at full health. Not to mention they've got the armor, the util as well. Fake Reality, ooh, well, he spots the player, but he gets taken down to 11 HP. And now Hodix gone as well. Sweats delivering. Thanks, I mean, at least Hodix is able to get damage done onto Sweats, the nade and the bullets connected. So Sweats down to 28 HP, but I mean, Sweats himself is proven to be quite serviceable. 22 seconds left though, so he's got to get a move on here. Rushing a little bit, that will be his... Oh my god, Fake Reality almost whipped that. Oh boy, got his spray under control after about 10 or 11 shots were rattled off. But the important thing is he got the frag. First round on the board for Saber. Bax Esports, not too fussed in terms of economy. We'll get a full buy pretty much across the board. I think one player might have to settle for a pistol. They're juggling things around. Yeah, and it looks like Mr. Trelog is going to have to accept the fact that a P250 is all he'll be walking into this round with. I'm surprised he's not... I'm surprised he's the one lurking, because usually you'd want the pistol playing the buddy system with a rifler. He does end up setting up a pincer attack into mid. Greatest will find the first on a Nitro. Sainty managed to get the follow-up. It will be Hodix with the Molotov taking down Greatest 333. 4v3 in favor of Bax Esports, and that will be expanded to a 4v2 with Hodix being dropped on that A site. Now Saber likely calling for the save because they just don't have the utility to go back in towards this A site. And I would even say the time either, because they're so very far away. Economy-wise, it makes more sense to save too, so that will be that. Bax Esports doing a pretty good job here in the early goings. 3-1, isolating Saber's lone round victory. And that'll send us in to round number 5 with a 3-1 lead in favor of Bax. Checking out the chat again. Oh, thank you guys for the kind words. Astro and Pushek Okrashek. Hope I said that right. Here we go. Saber. I mean, they got the 2 saved rifles, but everyone else just going to be on an eco to make sure the economy doesn't get too out of whack. Nice nade toss. Greatest taken down to 63, but they're not going to stop. They are thunder stomping in towards this B site. Spemmy and Jackass doing work. 3K for them. Sweats manages to get 1. A follow-up as well, but they still have to do a lot more here. 3 players remain, and there are guns on the ground that Saber are trying to recover. Nitro's got an A1S in his hands instead of just a USP now. He swings around the corner, finds one, maybe even the second, but no, Hodix runs down Sweats with the USP. It will be a second round for Saber on one that only featured 3 USPs and 2 rifles. Just because Bax got so committed to pushing up there, they didn't check their angles or weren't really prepared for the onslaught of players that were already towards that B site. You have to take your time sometimes, clear your angles, go methodically, especially when there's a nade that immediately gets thrown down that ramp. Oftentimes, it can be just a distraction, could be an anchor, just trying to hold the site. But in that instance, there were bodies everywhere for Saber, and Bax just got overloaded, even though, of course, it's just the USPs in the mix with those 2 rifles. The rifle was in the right place to start doing the damage and allowed the pistols to come in and have a say as well. Timeout going to be called by Saber. It has expired. As they get ready for round number 6. And you see here, Bax, they still have enough money, of course, to buy up, but the utility is a little lighter this time around. 2 Galils and 3 AKs. The biggest problem for Bax is that there's 3 AKs on the other side as well. Saber had so many bodies standing in that previous round, they were able to carry them forward here. Jackass gets the opener. Fake reality the second. Again, Bax trying to go fast here. Saber are more than happy to oblige with the frags. Duelyant gone. Svemi takes care of that. A lot of damage on Svemi, though. He's at 5 HP, but he's still alive. And so is Nitro after taking a ton of damage up against Greatest 333, leaving only Sweats I7 standing, who does get a couple. I mean, he's been good in these fights and situations, and 1vx situations, I should say, but, you know, needs the rest of his team to chime in as well. 3-3, all tied up. So we head to the 7th round of play. Both these teams are hoping that they can make it again to the grand final of Advanced and have another shot of making it to ECL. Hodix going to get a couple of opening op frags. Niter managed to spray down Mr. Trelog. And I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Just the anti-eco coming through. Saber not fussed at all. There's a bomb planted, though. I didn't even realize that Sainty had gone to the B site. So just a distraction set up there by Bax Esports to allow the plant to come through. And that's honestly what they wanted to do in the round. So mission accomplished. They get an extra $600 to boost their bank accounts and make their buy-up a lot more comfortable here since the AKs are going to come out. It just gets you that extra couple of pieces of utility, and that can very much be the difference maker in a round. AWP for Hodix. Haven't really seen the op-out on the backside. Of course, that's the nature of having won the first 3 rounds and then, or I should say 3 of the first 4 rounds, and then not really being able to build up your economy enough to get the op in play. Could also be a conscious decision, but I doubt it. Anyway, Sweat Size 7 is going to get the opener onto Svemi. Nitro in a prime position to respond. Now he's got Hodix by his side, but that's a great flashbang. Pop flash coming through, and Nitro's only good for 1. Hodix hoping to respond. Can't hit the flick. Duelyant finds the 2K. 4v2 and now a 4v1. Duelyant standing on his head to clear out all the bodies towards the A site. So far it's been the Duelyant and Sweat show. Fake Reality, I mean, they've got the money. He can certainly have a look here. But I imagine his plan is just to hold this angle in Catacombs towards CT and try to get frags. That's not going to help his cause. Had the shadow advantage and everything and could not hit the spray. Got a shot onto Sweats, but can't tap Duelyant down, who finds himself the quad kill. And speaking of 4s, we've got them all over the scoreboard, tied up here at exactly that. Another timeout going to be used here by Saber. Probably not too happy with the result of that one. But the money's fantastic, as I already mentioned. So buy-up coming through, no questions asked. And we'll probably see the op again in Hodix's hands. That's a tough one, honestly, that he missed. It felt like his crosshair was on, but I believe there was just a bit of aim punch that came through right at that moment as he was firing the shot, and that's why it did not connect. Reminder, guys, we got only BO1s today, no BO3s. That also means we get to see 6 different teams. Sweats. Just putting his op right into that corner so you can thread the needle. Someone charges up. Speaking of charging up, Fake Reality goes right out of Jaguar to find one, but Mr. Slog is good for the trade. Saber have been consistently aggressive here towards mid. One part of the... Oh, let's get back to that. Niter finds himself a headshot onto Sweats. And he knows Mr. Shalog is here, but that's a great Molotov that Mr. Shalog throws right outside of Jaguar to force Niter back and give himself a little bit of breathing room. He's going to use that room to walk all the way up ramp so that even if Niter peeks around here, he won't get any visibility anymore. Not to mention Greatest 333 and Mr. Shalog are about to group up together. Oh, but Greatest 333 doesn't realize that Niter could be that close. I'm surprised the comms may not have been there. Should have been a warning for Mr. Shalog that Niter was lurking right around this corner. Now Mr. Shalog is gone. Jack has taken care of that. And Duelyant, while he does get that frag, he's down to 10 HP, and he's not long for this round. Yep, completely gone there. 5-4 in favor of Saber. So Saber winning 5 out of the last 6 rounds here, I believe. Let's check out that scoreboard, actually, so I can get confirmation. Okay, I stand corrected. 5 out of the last 7 rounds. Thank you. Still very good, especially considering the start that Bax had. Oh, Duelyant trying to run one down with the MAC-10, but his bullets just don't connect with the head of Svemi. And that means another opening frag here found by Saber. Hodix, I think he connected with one of the shots in the leg. He did. Then he got Sainty. After that, Fake Reality supporting, pinching in from Cave. makes things a lot more difficult for Bax Esports. They do have control of the site, and a bomb plant is going to come through. The problem is the bomb plant is the last one standing, and he is quickly dealt with by Jackass. Saber starting to look stronger and stronger as this map goes on. Svemi a 2K in that one. In Fake Reality, I did highlight him as a player that can be impactful, has his maps, and right here it appears to be that he's having himself quite an ancient. Already up to 10 frags. Leading the server in that category, and also almost an ADR. He's at 92 ADR, leads the team there, but Dual Yant is the top of the server in that category with 128 ADR. 11th round of play. Saber have already ensured that at least they'll be going to that second half for the tie, but they want more. They want to bury Bax Esports right into the ground and get them to feel hopeless heading into that second half. Flashbang going to be tossed. Hodix. No. Oop, misses the shot. This is tough. Has to fade away into the catacombs, and now losing the mid player is even more problematic. Luckily for him, Svemi is right there to pitch in from Donut, but he only gets one. Dual Yant finds the trade. The Tech 9s are looking good. Hodix has managed to recover. I'm surprised he's still alive with all that pressure, but does make it a 3v3 and prevents the bomb from being planted. That's the most important part. Another trade comes through, so we're still even numbers. Now at a 2v2 instead of a 3v3. Sweats has slipped through into CT. This could be the winning play. Fake Reality, realizing something could be up, and he goes out and ensures that Sweats does not have the chance to clinch the round victory. Greatest 3-3-3, last one standing, and they know where he is. And we'll end him. Hodix, couple of nice shots. More importantly for Hodix, the retreat there, right? Sometimes caution is the better part of valor, and falling back is not always a losing play. In that situation, Hodix showing exactly why. Went back to Catacombs, recovered himself, and re-peeked out of in towards a site in order to get the first, and then held his ground in order to ensure his riflers would have better positioning as well. So very well done from Saber. Under pressure, still managed to get that 7th round. Final round of play here in this first half. Smoke going to get tossed there for Red Room. Svemi overloaded. Nice flashbangs, and Dual Yant with a tap at the end through the smoke onto Hodix. That is a fantastic execute in towards mid. Utility usage perfect. Jackass going to have his hands full, and he can't do anything about it. Dual Yant, another 3-kill plus round coming through from him. His ADR numbers continue to be fantastic as a result, and Fake Reality in a very tough 1v4 clutch. Has a 1v1 there, and it doesn't matter. Sainty will not miss. 5th round secured there for Bax Esports. We go into that second half with Saber having a 7-5 lead. Guys, don't forget, if you're looking to make your way through the ranks in ESEA League, well, Season 54 is right around the corner, and registration is open. So whether you're a seasoned veteran and you're looking to continue your run through ESEA, or you're a new team or a new player that wants to find a new team and get an entirely new roster formed in order to journey from Open 10 to Advanced all the way to ECL, you can register now for ESEA 54. All right, let's get back to the action. Greatest 3-3-3. Oh, gets Gush down to 2 HP. Lucky to be alive, honestly. Great smoke being thrown by Saber, and look at Jackass lurking in the shadows. Catches Sweats, trying to go on a flank into A main. Dual Yant has the dualies. He's spamming away, but he can't do anything. Sainty does manage to get one. Second player to try to come in from A main, but doesn't expect Niter here. But Niter can't connect on the shots. Niter gone too. Sainty doing work here. Hodix still stands in his way, and now it will be Fake Reality to take care of Mr. Trelog. Chaotic pistol round, but Sainty, although he does still manage to get a 3rd frag, and may even get the 4th here, he does. It's no time to go defuse the bomb. Well done from Sainty, at least in terms of the mechanical skill, but the round still falls the way of Saber. So round number 14 will feature a force buy for Bax Esports. And there's been a lot of discussions lately about force buys and whether you should be going for them. Should you go for ecos? And MR12 is a force buy the better decision? I would say, my personal opinion is, okay, Sweat's going to get the opener with the MP9 onto Hodix. Is that force buys on second round are mostly beneficial and mostly give you a better chance of finding success because there's only so many rounds, right? And you can see it right here. Look, the force up already yielded 3 frags for Bax, and Saber's only got 2 left standing. Svemi still gets the bomb plant here, but there's going to be guns on the ground. A lot available for Bax. Oh my goodness, Femi. Is he going to pop off here? Almost gets the third onto Greatest. Now it's off to Jackass. Doesn't realize there's a second player coming from Jaguar. And that will do it. A 6th round found for Bax. Immediately responding off that pistol round victory. But yeah, like in MR15, you know, you have plenty of rounds to save up your economy. You can lose the pistol round. You say, okay, well, we go for the eco, a couple of rounds in a row where we don't buy, and then we come right back. So you've got time to recover. In MR12, you don't. So you have to activate as quickly as possible. And yes, it is obviously risky to go for a force buy because it prevents you from having the util and a proper set pieces going in round after round. But personally, I feel like, as you saw right there, you're going to be able to compete a lot better with the T side. And especially with the adjustment to the bomb plant bonus, after the Ts lose a round, for example, if they get that bomb plant, the CTs are on much more even footing now than back when it was $800 plant bonus. All right, Great is going to get 2 frags immediately. Does get run down by Svemi, and the force buy wars are, of course, on here. Svemi, not a third, but damage done over on Sweats. The thing is, it's only 1 player left. Oh, Svemi from the grave gets the frag onto Sweats with the Molotov, helping Nider into a 1v1. Nider needs 1 more frag to secure this one. Dual Yant might have the edge. He does. Dual Yant came around that corner. Nider was none the wiser as he just finds his head taken clean off. 7th round found for Bax. And now is when you have to probably save if you're Saber. That said, I should take that back because Bax Esports with only 1 player left standing, it might make sense for Saber to force up because they have the opportunity potentially to break the economy of the CTs, which is always difficult to get going. And I think that we might have a technical pause here. I'm not sure if this is tactical or not. But if it is tactical, it would be Saber talking things over to decide if they're going to force up here. And I think the decision will be yes. You already see Jackass investing into the MAC-10. Okay, this might be a technical pause. Because Sainty's not on the server, so I can't do a 5. I mean, you can do a 5v4, but you probably shouldn't. Hearing some typing there. Guess the player's communicating. Explaining what may have happened. Don't have any information just yet on my side, guys, but I'm assuming probably just a crash. And the player will rejoin the server as soon as they are able. It is Sainty that we lost. Whoa, hold on, guys. I just got some news in my feed. I'm trying to confirm if this is actually legit or trolling, because you never know. Apparently, Sun Pius and Saw have reached a verbal agreement with G2 Esports and are expected to join after the major. Some really significant changes coming to G2 then. Oh boy. I'm going to dig into that one a little bit afterwards. But we're back into the action here. Saber trying to bounce back, and they will go for that force buy, as I discussed. Thing is, it's still going to be difficult to come with victory because they're up against an op and 3 rifles. Dual Yed works the AK for a couple of frags. Femi and Niter are gone. Util not strong enough there for Saber, and that's part of the problem with the force buy. Util's just a little bit lighter. And the flashbang didn't connect at all. Hodix. Kadeagle. Ooh, misses the shot, and Sainty will not let him take another one. Mr. Chalog waiting over in Jaguar. Dual Yant tosses that incendiary down, and Fake Reality only tagged for a little bit of damage, but his teammate Jackass is not so lucky. Mr. Chalog takes care of business there, picks up the AK, and deals the last blow. 2 for Mr. Chalog, 2 for Dual Yant. And we've got an 8-8 scoreline all knotted up. Saber cannot keep forcing now. Eventually, you have to put a pause in the force buy because you just won't have the ability to compete with some of these rifles, not to mention the utility. You see Bax Esports, especially considering they had quite a few members left standing in that round. Saber have to make the call to back off just a touch. Deagle going to be bought up, a couple of pieces of util, no body armor for anyone. Saber just hoping to get a bomb plant out of this round. Anything else would be an immense bonus. Oftentimes that A site can be pretty vulnerable in the early parts of the round, especially if there's mid-aggression that comes through. Oh, what a shot from Sweats, honestly. He's finally got the op in his hands, and he hits it through the smoke, lined it up right before the smoke balloon. Dual Yant and Sainty doing the work, and Saber cannot get that bomb plant. They tried to just pressure over on the A site to get that bomb planted, but it just doesn't happen. Bax Esports now in the lead, 9-8 in their favor. Feels like this one is destined to go down to the wire. But already, I mean, let's not forget, again, reminder, Bax Esports were in Maine last season. We're the champions of Maine, but that doesn't always, in fact, usually doesn't immediately translate to success in Advanced, and they're going against the formula, I would say, by being 6-0 and competing with the number 2 team from Advance, and perhaps coming out with a win. We'll see if that will be the case. Greatest gets one, but maybe a little over aggressive in his hunt. Gets traded out, and now that'll trigger Saber to move in towards that B site. They use the Molotov. Don't throw the smoke, though. They're saving that for a little bit later, I guess, but that means that there's so much space for Bax Esports to have a look around. Great smoke pop coming through, and Sweats takes advantage of it. On to Fake Reality. Jackass, the last one standing. What a collapse from Bax, but they get too aggressive. Jackass lines him up and knocks him down. Now a 1v2, and the spam does not connect. That's information for Jackass. Smoke pop comes through, but the smoke fades, and Sweats will find the last 2K for him. He is up to 16. And this is the Sweats that I talked about earlier on. The main opper here for Bax Esports has amazing numbers so far this season. And if we could see the ADR numbers, I think we can switch over to that. Oh, maybe not. We'll look at it after, guys. Oh, quickly. Yay. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sweat's sitting at 72 ADR, but that's, pretty normal for an opper, but Dual Yant still at the top with 132. The fact that he's kept up that pace throughout the entirety of these 18 rounds is impressive in and of itself. All right, Saber, just the pistols. They're trying to bulldoze into this B side again. Didn't work last time. Feels like they're banging their heads up against the wall, and that is exactly the case. Greatest will go down to Hodix, and that's an upgrade to an M4, but Sainty's right there to almost finish things off. Niter survives with 4 HP. A near impossible task on his hands, and he is not up to the task at all. 11-8 in favor of Bax. 2 more rounds, and they will stay undefeated on the season at 7-0 and find one of their biggest victories yet. But yeah, Sweats actually, on pretty regular occasion, has had a 100+ ADR at the top of the scoreboard, sitting at 93.8 ADR on the season. So he definitely can put up the numbers in that regard as well. Let's see what happens here. Saber trying to collapse on mid, and the flashbangs are good this time. Fake Reality gets a couple. Smoke pop going to come through. Sweats watches the score feed and sees that his teammates are falling by the wayside. Needs to activate soon, and he does to get one. But the smokes are good towards that A site. Oh my God. I thought Greatest was dead to rights without a chance, but he gets Jackass down to 2 HP. Unlucky that he's got an M4 instead of an AK. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Knight are going to get the last one there. and Sabre are still alive with a 9th round victory. Hey, it's Ice Gaming. How's it going? All right. What will happen here in round 21? Sabre getting a barrage of utility right in their faces, but Svemi, despite eating a nade there, still manages to keep his composure and find an opening frag for his squad. Shot rattled off by Hodix, misses the mark. Mr. Law gets around the corner, but has to eat a nade just to hold this angle. Down to 53 HP. Sabre getting ready to explode outwards towards this B site. But there are bodies here. In fact, almost every single one. Missed shot from Sweats means that Sabre can come up a little bit further, but Svemi will not be as lucky as his teammate. He falls to Sweats. Afterwards, Hodix wins the op v op duel to keep the man advantage in Sabre's favor. They flood through onto the site, but Mr. Chalag, good on the spam through the panel, will take down Fake Reality. Could try it again here. But instead, he has to jump and dodge an incendiary that's thrown in his direction. Greatest 3-3-3 will come through with a big play, leaving it all down to Hodix, who pops off for 2, pulls out the pistol. It was the right idea, but Mr. Jalog with 4 HP clutches it out for his squad. It will be 12-9 in favor of Bax. One more round for Bax Esports. And they've got themselves a 7-0 start to this season. Not even the start of the season anymore, just 7-0. Thought Sabre might have the edge here, given how much CS they've played lately, how much Ancient they've been on, you know, playing some officials there on HLTV, in CCT and Thunderpick, but doesn't seem to be translating to success here against Bax. Hodix gets the opener. And again, they go right into the B site. Like, they have been insistent on heading to this B site. Sweats just a touch better with that op right now. Takes down Niter. Sainty can't do the same to Svemi. 4v3 for Sabre. Mr. Shalog blinded out. Great paw flash thrown by Fake Reality. And now I think Bax Esports are just going to fade off. A lot of these rounds, despite them being victories for Bax, have been very tightly contested. The bodies have been falling. And that means the economy is not as good as they would like. So this op and M4 are very important. Hodix spots out Duelyant, and now they're going to hunt aggressively to get this last one. They know how important this op is for Bax. Sweats, good for 1. His second on the round, but he's going to get closed in on. Nice incendiary to throw through. Hodix is going to charge through it. Sweats hits the shot. And I think that there aren't any bodies close by anymore. What a save of the op for Sweats. That will help them quite a bit in this round. I don't think they're going to buy, though. They just have to rely on Sweats' op. And honestly, that's not too bad of a situation considering how well he has been playing, leading the server with 21 frags. Couple of pistol upgrades here for Bax Esports. 5.7 and a Deagle around the AWP. Look at Sweats go. Look at this aggression with the ops just charging down towards the bottom of mid. And that nade is pretty chonky from Sabre, though. Duelyant and Sainty going down to 18 and 15 HP respectively. B site has been stacked here for Bax. They're gambling, and unfortunately for them, the gamble is wrong, though. All that utility was just a ruse. Jackassed. Falls back. Sweats. You gotta be careful, Sweats. You don't want to lose this op. He's all by his lonesome. Jackassed. We'll find one on the flank. Probably another. I feel like almost certainly a second player will die here. There it is. Sainty fades away to the bomb site, and this is more of what I expected, just the pistols surrounding the op and trying to keep it alive. Jackass collects another frag. That's 3 on the round for him. Sweats just desperately hoping that this op can be carried over at least one more round. Great is probably dead. He is. Sweats hits the shots. There's too many bodies. There's too many players. The op will not move on to the next round, and it can't be bought up by Bax. They don't have enough money. So we are on to round number 24, and overtime feels like a very real possibility unless Bax are able to put a stop to Saber here. It's been the B site as a final destination pretty much every single round for the last 7 rounds. And while Saber felt like they were banging their heads up against a brick wall and it wasn't going to work out for them, eventually it did. So you got to credit their stubbornness, I suppose. Bax Esports getting aggressive here down towards bottom mid. Dual Yan through the smoke. That is huge. Onto Hodix. Finds it with the FAMAS. Will immediately get a reload off. And the op has been thrown away by Nitro. They don't want to give Bax Esports a chance to recover that should they manage to take a bomb site and be far away from Zeke. Nitro comes around the corner, gets one, but Sainty insta-dinks him to keep the man advantage in their favor. Svemi is good for another one, though, and we're back to even numbers. And a huge advantage for Saber firepower-wise. Svemi collects Sweats' head and then finds another one onto Sainty. They do lose one in the process, but Greatest 333 only has that MP9. That said, they don't know where he is, and there are guns everywhere. So Svemi will almost certainly have an upgrade to a rifle as he goes in for what will be an inevitable retake here towards the A site. Greatest 333, nothing to lose. Final round of play in regulation, the chance to be the hero for his squad. Moving through A main. The T's are over in Donut. Does he have util? He has a Molotov. Maybe if he deploys that in the right spot, he can go for a defusal here. There's the molly. It will force Femi out of position, but they're still tucked in, and I don't think he's got this. He's got the frag anyway on the first, but just no time to defuse. So well played by Fake Reality. No, there's no chance. Not even close. No defusal comes through. At least Greatest 333 did a great job of finding those 2 frags, but it's not enough to secure the round victory, and we are destined for overtime. So, Saber showing very much signs of life there. And the last few rounds, 3 rounds in a row were required just to get them to overtime. Dual Yan still at 100 plus ADR, 112 ADR. Not to mention he's doing some util damage as well. The second on the team with 143 utility damage. We go on. Jackass and Svemi both sitting at 19 frags apiece, and Hodix at 18. Niter, who I did highlight in the beginning, actually hasn't had the greatest of games, so it happens sometimes. But right now, he gets the opening frag and Fake Reality the follow-up to give them a 5v3 edge. Into OT, they don't have to worry about money as much anymore. Can be a little bolder in their plays and their calls. Mr. Trelog, chance to punish, lines them up, both gone. Sweats gets an op shot as well, and Mr. Trelog almost secured it right there, but he couldn't finish off Jackass. That said, Sweats, the 2K, and this round has turned right on its head. It was a 5v3 in favor of Saber, and it has turned into a 2v1 for Bax with Sweats, the top player on the squad, looking for his 25th frag. And he's holding the right angle for it. Ooh, the flashbang is fantastic, though, so it allows Jackass a little bit of space. Thing is, he's still walking into a pretty lethal situation. Smoke gonna get tossed. I think he's trying to bait them into thinking that he grabbed the bomb and took it back to the other site. Could wait around here a little bit longer, but eventually, if he does want to go A, he's got to get a move on. 30 seconds left on the clock. Being watched, Sweats has the right idea, and Jackass is dead to rights. No chance at all. 3K for Sweats, and I mean, it doesn't happen without Mr. Trelog's efforts there right outside of Jaguar. If he doesn't do that damage and get a 2K, then Sweats doesn't have the space to pull off the clutch. 25 frags. And a 13th round on the board for Bax, which they very much would have liked to have found in regulation, because then they wouldn't have had to go to OT, of course. Here comes Saber. All out blitz to the A site. They're trying to overload. As mentioned, this can be a really solid play because there's so much emphasis towards mid in the early round, and Hodix actually gets a TK there before he connects on the duel yet. 4v3 in favor of backs. The A site has lost all 4 players coming from the exact same angle, and there are still 2 nades for Saber. If they throw them in the right spot, they can do so much damage, but the bomb gets planted as Nitro dies. Hodix doesn't need the nade. He gets 2 with the rifle. Now it's up to Jackass in the 1v2, but it won't happen. Look who's still standing. It is Sweats with his 27th frag and a 14th round secured off of it. The superstar for Bax Esports is delivering round after round after round. We are pretty much in MR15 now. Not pretty much, we are in MR15. First to 16 rounds will be victorious. Last round of the first half of OT. In every single one of these rounds, Saber have had an advantage at some point in overtime. But Sweats comes through with the heroics. That's been the difference maker. Niter takes the space in towards Red Room. He is the lurk. Everyone else leaning towards that B side, although they're kind of split in terms of seemingly what they want to know. They're just doing a boost. Okay. Thought they were looking towards mid and thinking about taking that. But it's a 3-man boost to get visibility to the B side. You actually don't see this boost very often. Would love to see the top player there for visibility. Yeah, that's a massive boost. It's a big commitment in terms of manpower, and they actually would have seen greatest had they waited a little longer. Jackass tried to make his way towards the B site. 4v3 in favor of Bax, and now beautiful flashbang toss. Fake Reality still recovers to get a couple, but he will fall to guess who? Sweats I7. Hodix, last one in a 1v2 again. Can Sweats deliver the 3K and the 30 bomb? Well, he won't have to. Duel Yan takes care of business. Hodix is down for the count, and it's a 15-12 scoreline in favor of Bax. Love the boost from Saber. The reason you don't see a lot of teams do it is because it takes a very large manpower commitment, and if anyone pushes down mid and goes lane, which, I mean, Ancient is notorious for on CD side, you're dead. Like, you lose 2 players, maybe even all 3 from a spray down. But I still love it because the visibility you gain is insane. Off we go to what could be the final round of play here in this map. And of course, well, technically seriousness. Moving on to another division of ESEA after this. Niter. Ooh. Gets away. Greatest 3-3-3 was a peek away from finding a freebie. Svemi holding the op. Double offset for Saber. The first time we've seen it so far. 28 rounds. Flashbang toss, and Svemi immediately rattles off a shot. No one close by, though. Incendiary toss. Niter peeks out and dies immediately. Sweats does take a ton of damage. I think that was a dink. But he finds that 30 bomb. Sainty gets traded. Lots of damage done. That could help Jackass. They're not clearing this at all. Jackass collects 3 before he falls. 1v3 in favor of Saber. With Duel Yent having the bomb in his back, and the A-site's actually pretty much completely open. Svemi is watching with the op from Donut, but Duel Yent could plant CT side without Svemi realizing it. That said, I very much doubt that Svemi, or excuse me, Duel Yent is, well, he's not going CT now. He's going to get spotted, but what a shot from Duel Yent! That is much harder than it looks. Hits it right on the dome of Svemi, and makes this one extremely probable, at least for a bomb plant. Keeps faking it, wants to try and draw out that fight, eventually decides to stick the plant. Nice nade thrown, brings Duel Yent down to 58 HP. Fake Reality. Important duel on his hands, and he gets sprayed down to 73. Now Duel Yent turns around, finds the frag on Hodix, almost pulls off the 1v3 clutch, but falls 1 frag short. Saber stay alive again. They did it in regulation. They found 3 in a row there. Now they're trying to find 3 in a row here in overtime to send us to double OT. Reminder, next matchup is going to be Slake versus Team Phoenix in ESEA Intermediate. It's starting in a minute, so we might have to join up there in progress. We'll see. Either way, this match is delivering as promised between 2 undefeated teams and one that is highly touted and advanced in Saber. Hodix misses a big shot, but the damage has been done with the util over on backs. Hodix now will connect. His teammates are there to support. Dulian pulls one back, but only one. Sweat's still alive, hits the off shot, and a big miss from Hodix results in him falling. Oh, Svemi connects on Trelog through the smoke, and Niter finds Sweat, right at the exact same moment. I actually thought that was a collab because both frags appeared immediately, but it wasn't. Either way, still a crazy shot through the smoke. And a 14th round found for Saber. They're hanging in there. Refuse to say die. Great flashbangs thrown by Bax Esports to take this mid control. They do have to take a lot of damage from that Molotov, or Incendiary, excuse me, and look at that. Mr. Log down to below half health now. None of that from bullets. Saber, unbeknownst to them, have a significant HP advantage now. But mid is lost. Svemi trying to clear the space in the road. We know that someone could be here. Missed shot though. Svemi gets sprayed down to 22. Hodix has the op on his side. The double op has been very, very effective for Saber here on their CT side. Mr. Trelog waiting for reinforcements. They want to put pressure on this position, probably with the Molotov. It's going to be a peek from the op, and Sweats loses the fight. He's been so good, but that time Hodix had his number. 2 players waiting on this B site. Mr. Trelog does get the trade after picking up the op off the ground, and Julian's got a great spot. Fantastic. In fact, if Jackass turns around, he doesn't, but he still loses the fight. 4v3. Look at those HP bars fall, too, on the Saber side. How quickly the fortunes have favored Bax here in this round and flipped around. Niter gets a trade, but that's not good enough to gain that, to even out the numbers and even gain an advantage. He's going to go right through that Molotov, take more damage just to gain the space into long B. It might be the right idea. Tap towards pillar. Sainty will find Niter. It's all up to Svemi now with the op in his hands. 22 HP to keep hope alive and send us to double OT. Sainty will go down. Svemi jumps around, gets back to short B. Not sure they're going to realize he's in this position. Has to clear out cave. Now they've heard him. Mr. Log won't have to do it because it's Greatest 333 who clinches victory for his squad. 16-14 in overtime. But it will be Bax Esports going 7-0 undefeated on the season. Saber fall to 2-1. And again, I cannot overstate how important of a win that is for Bax Esports. Winning main last season, 7-0 in advance now, and just defeating one of the grand finalists in advanced last season. Impressive stuff. We're going to hit the break because we've got another match coming up right after this in ESEA Season 53 Intermediate. Keep it locked here, guys, for some more Counter-Strike action. All right, short break, but we're back here with our next matchup already lined up. We're going to bring that up on your screen in just a bit, but it is ESEA Season 53 Intermediate. We're going to have Slake up against Team Phoenix, and Slake sitting at 5-1 right now, and Team Phoenix on the other side at 4-2. Honestly, both of these teams have played pretty well this season. If you look at Season 52 for Slake, they were 8-6 in the regular season and 2-2 in the playoffs. Pretty similar for Team Phoenix, 8-6 in the regular season and 1-2 in the playoffs. But guess who knocked Team Phoenix out of the playoffs? It was Slake. It was 2-0 on Nuke, 13-9, and Anubis 13-10. So this is a bit of a revenge match for Team Phoenix, trying to get back to their winning ways, for one, because I think they just lost their last matchup, if I'm not mistaken, and two, finding that win that they couldn't get in the playoffs last season. Looking at the numbers here in terms of players, Grim RP is the one to watch over on Slake with 117 frags so far in their 5-1 season, plus 33 kill to death differential, 1.39 KDR, and 97.9 ADR. He also leads the squad in frags per round at 0.88. Right behind him is Pafio, I believe. I can't even read my own writing, guys. I think it's Pafiro. We'll see the rosters once they join up. But 99 frags and a plus 20 kill to death differential with a 1.25 KDR. Over on Team Phoenix, it's going to be Shazzy to watch there with 119 frags plus 32 kill to death differential and 99.0 ADR. He is the AWPer for the squad and has 0.95 frags per round. All right, let's check out the veto now. See which map we're going to end up. I know Slake loves to play Ancient and Anubis, and over on Phoenix, they like playing Dust too, and we're getting neither of those things. We're getting Mirage, which both teams have played so far this season. If you look for Slake, they played it one time, 1-0 so far, 13-7 scoreline there. And over on the Team Phoenix side, they played it twice. Mixed results, 1-1, with a +2 round differential there. So we'll see how things are going to shape up. And I think the other player to highlight there on Team Phoenix is Swazer. He's only played 5 games, though, but in those 5 games, he's put up 88 frags, plus 29 kill to death differential, which is only 3 behind his teammate, and a 1.49 KDR. Leads the team in that category, along with leading the team with headshot percentage of 59%. Also got an ADR of 82.7, which is a little bit behind the 99 ADR of his comrade in arms. But yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting to see who is going to be able to come on top with those 4 players being highlighted, of course. There's also Miho, or Micho, I'm not sure how he would pronounce it. Either way, he's the 3rd place player on the squad of Slake at 93 frags there. But technically, those first 2 that I highlighted, Grim, RP, and Pafro, are the ones who are doing a lot of the damage for this squad. I'm just going to go check out the results again for both these teams, because I do have them up right here to tell you exactly what their latest matchups delivered. Over on Team Phoenix, actually, excuse me, they did win their last one against T-Hamsters, 13-7, and that one was on Dust 2. I think the previous one was the loss, yes, against Admirals GG, lost 13-8 on Mirage. So it is the map we're going to, and their previous result wasn't the greatest. Shazzy is the player to watch with Swazer there, and I think Swazer didn't play in that loss. Am I mistaken here? Let's check out the scoreboard. That's right, yeah. So that latest loss, Swazer was not there. I'm not sure if he's going to be here today. I would assume so, because he's played in the majority of their matches. But sometimes, you know, schedules don't work out and they can't make it, so you have to have a sub come through. And then looking at the other side here, just wanted to check out when the result came through for Slake, that loss, I should say. I think for them, it might have been their latest match. Actually, no. Let's see here. Lost 13-6 on Ancient against Team Ascend. That was their only loss on the season, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I was saying Pafro. It's Pafcio. Guys, I write like a doctor. I can't even read my own writing afterwards. But yeah, it's PAFCO who's the one sitting in second behind Grim RP. Another Grim doing well. As you guys know, Grim at the tier 1 level, doing quite well for himself on that complexity roster. Checking out the chat here, guys. We got some fans for Phoenix. In fact, it's Phoenix's Twitter, or I should say Twitch account, saying, "Let's go, Phoenix." And Martin confirming that Bax Esports won. Yes, they did. How could you fall asleep in a match like that? Is it really late where you are? That was an insane match. Ended up going to overtime, 16-14 in favor of Bax. But we're waiting to get going here in the Slake versus Team Phoenix matchup. Mirage will be the map. We got a lot of Mirage coming through in the matches that we've covered so far here, which honestly makes sense. I don't just mean, of course, this day today. I mean all the days that we've covered ESEA Season 53. Teams are going to Mirage because, well, it's the most played map, and teams are typically pretty comfortable here. And you see, of course, that I'm sure Team Phoenix did not want to end up on Ancient or Anubis because those maps are excellent for Slake. And then on the other side, Slake doesn't want to play Dust 2. They just don't play it at all. So that means that the top 3 maps for both squads, or I should say the top 3 maps combined for both squads, would not come through at all. And after that would be Mirage. And, you know, that's the one we ended up on, which makes sense. As we are into the warm-up here, seeing that everyone looks to be in the server. Let's see if we have our top 2 players that I mentioned on both sides. Yes, we have Grim RP, we have PAFCO, and then looking at the other side for Phoenix, we have Swazer. Good, that's good news for them, but I don't see Shazzy. Shazzy is not here. That could be a problem for Team Phoenix if they don't have their primary offer. Well, hasn't started yet, but I see Bunny Hug in the server, and I do believe Bunny Hug subbed for Swazer in that loss. Am I correct? No, sorry, Bunny Hug didn't sub for Swazer in the loss. Bunny Hug subbed in the 13-7 win up against Uncreative LFO, and actually had 21 kills, only 9 deaths, with 106 ADR. So maybe Bunny Hug, not so bad here for Slake. And I just realized that Bunny Hug is for Slake, not Team Phoenix. I'm getting all crossed up here today, guys. Sorry about that. We'll figure out who's actually playing for Team Phoenix here. All right, so we've got OzJ, Swazer, Lynch, Zays, 1R, or XAs. Yeah, we'll figure something out there. And M. Selick. No Shazzy. Open a case, JRT. You know what? Used to do that, CS Funk. I don't anymore. You want to know why? Because it's bad. It's a waste of money. I just buy the skins that I want to have now, and that's the end of it. Anyway, let's get back into it. Looks like knife round's going to go the way of Slake. And checking out their roster, they do have Grim RP there, do have PAFCO, Miho as well. And Nyx and Bunny Hug are the other 2 players that'll be joining up for their roster. But they have their core, so I think they're fine on that side. But having a lack of Shazzy there on that Team Phoenix side could be a significant difference maker. We got fans for both sides coming in here. Let's go Slake and let's go Phoenix. See a lot of Phoenix fans in the chat. Let's hope you guys, well, I'm hoping that you guys get to watch something nice for your team, but also impartial here. I'm just excited for hopefully a good match. And off we don't go. Tactical timeout called immediately for Phoenix. I'm not sure why you would call attack at the beginning of a match for any other reason other than waiting for your top player to join up on the server, hoping that he arrives. I'm not sure if they're going to burn another attack immediately here. No. Well, whatever the case may be. No, okay, now we're going to have a tech pause come through. Okay. I'm going to ask for updates here, guys, and see if we get them as to what might be happening. And I will let you know as soon as I hear something. Oh, Shazzy, in the chat. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I hope you feel better soon. Goodness me. I can say with absolute confidence that you will be missed in the server, but health is number one. No question. Take care of yourself, man. I hope you feel better soon. Match will be paused, but we are back in action. Whatever the case may be, everything has been solved. Pause was called by Phoenix. That was the tech pause. We don't have any other details than that, but it doesn't matter anymore because we are ready to get underway. Round number 1 between Slake and Team Phoenix. Slake looking to get their 6th victory on the season, and Team Phoenix hoping that they won't fall further down towards a record of 500. They want to jump up to 5-2 instead of falling to 4-3. Here we go, Bunny Hug tapping away. Last time Bunny Hug played, top fragged on the server. Grim RP and Bunny Hug chiming in together for 4 frags. In fact, Mio got in the mix there. Zays 1R gets 3. Oh my goodness, Zays. 1v2 all delivered at his hands, or by his hands. But it won't continue afterwards. Nick's gonna get that headshot. Moving on to round number 2. Three Deagles, a P250, and a Glock on the side of Team Phoenix. Alrighty. And just a bit of a standstill here between both squads. Team Phoenix want to take a slow approach here before likely exploding out into the A site. You have Grim to deal with, and Grim does get one before he falls to Swazer's Deagle, and Swazer, who is one of the big guns here on Team Phoenix, delivering another one. Unfortunately, that one is to the dome of his teammate Lynch. Not what he was hoping for, but of course completely unintentional. Lynch just happened to walk in front of his crosshair as he was going for a quick shot. 2-0 for Slake. As mentioned, unfortunately, Shazzy cannot play because of a health issue, and that will lead to a bit of a disadvantage. I want to say a lot of a disadvantage for Team Phoenix. Let's see how they fare up against a Slake roster that's looked absolutely phenomenal so far this season. Looking to finish with a much better record than they did last season. Lynch gets a couple. Bunny Hug finds the response, and that's the second on the round. Swazer will make it a 2v1 in favor of Team Phoenix. Zays 1R knows that Bunny Hug is here. Molotov's going to make Bunny Hug's life so difficult. Bunny Hug still pops out and manages to make a fight of it. Gets Zays down to 11 HP with a dink, but it's not enough. And it will be the first round on the board for Team Phoenix. And I have to say, of all the nicknames I've ever seen throughout my casting career, Bunny Hug has to sound like, it has to be one of the coziest names I've ever heard. It's just nice to say and nice to read. It's just, imagine a bunny hug. It's fantastic. It's fluffy, amazing. Bunnies are cute. You can't go wrong. Fourth round, and Slake don't have enough to invest here. It'll be a couple of deagles and 3 USPs. Very critical round victory that Phoenix found in that previous one. Surprised to see Slake not opt potentially to go for the first spy. But they want to play conservatively. Have to respect that. Lynch gets taken down. Now, he had the bomb on his back, so it's going to have to be recovered here. Luckily for Phoenix, the deagle player did back off. That was Miho. Slake. Staring into market. You have Nyx and Miho here, but not sure how much they can do. Technically a 4v4, but it feels like Slake are playing for exits more than anything else, and Slake's just going to rip Miho's head right off his shoulders. Nyx. Oh, overlooked. Overlooked. Nope. Slake says, no, I don't think so. I will clear this corner that my teammate forgot to. Now Grim, maybe? No. The USP is just not having any luck in this round, and Bunny Hug will survive, saving that piece of utility. Hey, every little bit counts, as the smoke will be carried forward into the next round. Now, the buy-up will come through for Slake. This is what they were saving for. Fifth round of play. Zays so far filling the void that's been left by Shazzy with some pretty nice play. It will be tested again here. A set piece coming through. Smokes are good. Molotov is as well. So Util on point here. Grim going to get a 2K though. OzJ manages to respond with 1, but that's still a 4v3 in favor of Slake. Could yield a bomb plant. Oz eats a nade to secure that plant. And now, looking at the util, a couple of smokes and a flashbang available for Slake. Only 2 flashes for Team Phoenix, so they can't delay Slake with a Molotov or a smoke. They're just going to have to win these duels and use their flashes effectively. There's one. Nicely tossed. It leads to a frag from Oz, who managed to get back into cover, down to 11 HP, and then Zays finds Miho! Papsio on a flank, and Bunny Hug and Papsio do manage to bring it down to only Oz. They know exactly where he is, so they're just going to tuck in, or at least Bunny Hug was going to tuck in and wait for Papsio to help him out. And that will be the defusal coming through as well in plenty of time thanks to that kit. 3-2 in favor of Slake. It got really close there, but they do manage to secure it. I wouldn't mind getting killed by Bunny Hug given the name. You know what? Same. I think that would make me get a lot less tilted. Be like, you know what? Good name. I feel okay about that. And this is definitely live. A live rerun. Twitch chat. Never change. Never change. Grim RP. And nice flashbang to set him up for some damage. He does do a lot of it. A frag and then brings Oz down to 35. Bunny Hug. Putting it on. There's the smoke. And Bunny Hug delivers another one onto Zays. 4v3. A lot of damage taken by Bunny Hug. Now Papsio's there to support. OzJ loses the fight to Bunny Hug as well, who's popping off here. 8 frags on the board, and now sets up a 4v2 retake. Swazer good for 2 on the spray down. Both CT players gone. Swazer surviving with 14 HP, but finally Bunny Hug says, I'll do this myself. 3K for Bunny Hug. Slake spraying down in the smoke, but the bomb is being defused. I don't think he's aware of it. Absolutely no idea that it's been tapped. And there's Papsio sticking the defuse as Bunny Hug distracts enough for Papsio to secure the round for Slake. And even the last frag goes Slake's way at the end. 4-2 in their favor, and Team Phoenix now looking at their money. I mean, not sure about the 4-spot here. Not sure about that one. I don't know if it's coming through, if it's just a Hero AK and a quote-unquote Hero Tech 9, or just the Tech 9 upgrade, I suppose. Lost bonus at 2,400. Yeah, okay. Not too much. I think this works out pretty well for Team Phoenix, still keeping their economy relatively healthy and also allowing them a better chance at victory with that Hero AK. Whoa, what a shot from Swayzer. Gets traded out immediately, but that is a wicked one with the AK to find the opener. The thing is, Team Phoenix don't have the chance to recover that rifle, as they're just going to take the space into B. I don't necessarily mind it, because that bomb plant is more important than try to scramble and get the rifle back. It's going to help your economy immensely in a round that did only feature light investments aside from that rifle. Now they're going to hunker down, and still a chance at victory. The longer the bomb ticks down, the more threatening these pistols become, and Slake's going to find the Deagle headshot onto Nyx. Miho moving in. Doesn't realize there's two players here. There's one. Clears the second. No! Lynch! Tech 9 headshot onto Miho. Bomb still taken away. Grim's going to have to work fast here. Gets one, but only one. Slake takes him down. Bomb is not going to get defused by Papsio either, who desperately tries to throw the smoke down. The pistols are absolutely enough for Team Phoenix to find themselves a third. Match going to be paused here. I believe a timeout called by Slake, and I mean, if it's not a timeout for them, it's a technical one. I would imagine after a round goes that way, given that you had a significant edge, you want to settle things down and keep your heads cool. All right, it is a technical pause. We don't have information on why. I've just had confirmation there. So we're waiting to get back underway here. Just reading chat. All right, just so there's no confusion, guys, I'm JRT. I'm casting. Just in case you're wondering, I think what iTech and Gaming is talking about is he actually does some casts for Team Phoenix on his own channel. But yeah, that's what's going on there. This tech pause was actually called by Slake, so something may have gone wrong in that round. That's my guess. Maybe that's a reason, part of the reason why they lost it. But even then, even if something does go wrong technically with someone's computer, it's still only pistols that are left up against mostly rifles. So, yeah. Force buy going to be called here by Slake. Going to try getting right back into it, but it's not going to be easy up against 4 AKs and an A1S. 2 MP9s, a 5.7, a Deagle, and a USP. 4 players have armor, so if some AKs get dropped or they manage to get a frag, at least they'll be set up to try and do more damage. Grim RP pulls at the 5.7 and deals with Swayzer. There we go. Already a gun on the ground. I think Grim's going to be pretty careful about trying to chase that, though. Eventually does get it. Grabs the AK. Will bring it back to site. Papsio in a good spot to punish, but can't finish the job on Lynch, who survives with 1 HP. That said, Nyx is waiting on boost here. They're probably going to overlook it. They do. Nyx gets 1 and the second. Can't find a third onto Oz, but now it's a 3v2 and a 2v2 with Oz collecting Miho. Just didn't realize Oz was that close to the corner. Thought he might have been trying to get a plant set up instead. Bomb is down. It's out of the visibility of, I believe the player there, but Oz just going to spray down both Grim RP and Bunny Hug. as they try to come around that corner. So the force buy does not yield enough for Slake. It did get 3 frags, but it's closed out by Oz in the end. 4-4, tied up. Guys, if you're looking to start your journey in ESEA, well, you can do that for next season. Season 54 signups have already started. If you're either looking to continue your career, you took a break and you want to get back into it, you can do that. Or you can start an entirely new team and try to end up in ECL. You can do all of that over at faceit.com. All right, back to the action. Slake is going to find the opener. 5v4. Slake on a full-on eco this time, so odds are very much against them to pull this off. Molotov sails through. Yeah, Slake still have 1 player left in this B site. That is Nyx. Nade sails in. Oz J. Oh, nice shot from Nyx onto Slake, but that'll be the only thing that he gets out of the round. Grim RP, the last one standing, and Grim is very far away from the action. And there he goes. Swazer will take care of the last. He is up to double digits, and the only player to hit double-digit frag territory, 10-6. Bearing the weight of his team on his shoulders. That said, he's got good support coming through from Slake and Oz as well. Sitting at 8 frags apiece. Everyone's the caster in chat. We're all casters now. Half seal. Going to spray down Zays. And knock it a second. Lots of damage done to Slake at the very least. Now Team Phoenix are going to try and bulldoze their way in towards this B site. Bunny Hug taking damage down to 23. Miho looking for targets, desperately fading around, or moving the crosshair around. The nade lands right in his head. Does manage to get the shot off, and Bunny Hug will find Swazer. 3v2, now a 3v1. Bunny Hug has been so very good throughout the majority of this BO1, and has been a big reason why there are 5 rounds on the board for Slake. Miho finds the last 2K with the AWP. We are all knotted up. 11th round of play coming through, and neither team can seem to gain the edge over the other. Looks like the absence of Shazzy is so far being dealt with quite handily here by Team Phoenix. Miho immediately pops the smoke because he expects a peek to come through, but it doesn't happen. So still a good idea to maintain visibility and gain information should it need to be had. Team Phoenix are taking their time with their approach this time around. Another smoke thrown from mid window as this next one, or the first one's going to fade in just a moment. That keeps the pressure on up against Slake. Slake with the deagle, a little short-handed here in terms of money. Still trying to make it work. Miho will be under pressure here. The Molotov causes him to miss his shot, actually. A little bit of damage. Moved his crosshair, I believe. Oh, nice shot from Bunny Hug. Another opener for Bunny Hug. Then Grim chimes in onto Zay. Swazer sprayed down to 41. RP jumping up and down, looking for information, but all the frags going the way of Slake in this round, and even through the smoke, Bunny Hug connects. Swazer falls shortly. Bunny Hug another multi-kill round. 3K this time, 14-7, and jumps to the top of the scoreboard with that performance in that round. 6-5 in favor of Slake. Round number 12, the last of this half. Phoenix, looking at the money, it's not going to be a pretty buy-up, but they're going to do whatever they can with those Tech 9s and likely a Mac 10, I would assume, in the mix here. No, it's just going to be 4 Tech 9s. Surprised they don't even go for an SMG, but I suppose having that AK in Swazer's hands is potent enough, given the economy they had coming into this one. Miho, AWP, holding from Van towards the apartments. Could even line him up and get a call out. He does get dinged himself, so he has to back off here, but he's got the support of Nyx. Nyx does get one before he falls. Another connection there from the AWP, but that time it's not for a frag. Miho under so much pressure. Eventually going to fall here, you would imagine. Bunny Hug trying to keep him alive, and it's good enough to get Miho another frag, but we're down to a 1v1. Lynch with a Tech 9 up close and personal up against Grim RP. Grim has to be strong, and he is. He will find it up against Lynch and secure a lead for Slake going into the second half. Oh, that one came down to the wire. Very, very close. But Grim prevails. Didn't see that many set pieces, I would say, from Phoenix coming through in that half. It was more so just a lot of trying to overload a site or trying to gain advantages off of picks and dry fights. We'll see what Slake has in store now. The EA executes were good, though, from what I saw. Here comes the flashbang. Speaking of EA executes, good smokes from Slake. They move in. Ooh, Lynch only gets one before he's traded out. Swazer has to be big here, and he already found one onto Bunny Hug, but that's all he will get. Trades are good and advantageous for the T side. That said, Zays is good for 2, almost a third. Slake will finish that job, and there is the pistol round going the way of Team Phoenix. 14th round of play. Slake didn't get the bomb plant, but they're still going to force up. And you might question saying, why are they doing that? I don't think that's a good idea. I already saw it earlier today lead to a round victory. So, yeah. Even without a bomb plant in that pistol round, you can still get a pretty decent buy-up. And you see a couple of Mac 10s, 3 Tech 9s. Certainly serviceable. Not to mention all the util that they'll bring. Bunny Hug sees that smoke and then decides to toss a Molotov in turn. Try to push through the smoke. Bunny Hug realize it? Yes, he does! Lynch spammed down by Bunny Hug, who realized there was a player in the smoke blocking him from getting through. Zays only gets one, so it's a man advantage in favor of Slake. Miho plants the bomb, pulls up the Tech 9. As I mentioned, and perhaps will be proven right again, that force buy in the second round, whether you get the bomb plant or not, can lead to victory. Slake, pretty good, but not good enough. Bunny Hug will take care of him. 1v1, Swazer versus Bunny Hug, and I think time's going to run out. Bunny Hug just has to hide. Yeah, no reason to take the fight at all. Hiding beyond the smoke. Time is already out. Or up, excuse me, in terms of defusing that bomb, and Bunny Hug ensures that Swazer will not have any chance at all, even if he got back to that bomb site. 4K for Bunny Hug in the round, and the M4 saved over that'll immediately drop for his teammate. 19-9 for Bunny Hug. Again, as mentioned, last time Bunny Hug played 21-9, and already, only at the beginning of this second half, is 2 frags away from hitting that mark. 124 ADR as well, which is above the 106.2 ADR Bunny Hug had last time in that 13-7 win against uncreative LFO. Slake pushed aggressively in towards the T apartments. And Phoenix just want to get aggressive in general, which isn't necessarily a bad idea with these pistols out. Thing is, Bunny Hug's waiting for exactly this to come through, so it should be an easy frag for him. Oh, the spray is a little wide, but he manages to corral it and then gets the follow-up as well. Well done for Bunny Hug. Good patience. Eventually pays off. Nyx, same story there. I mean, just a great decision overall from Slake to play defaults, and then Nyx just pops around the corner and hits the shot through the wall onto Slake. Just a good read, good expectations from the side of Slake, knowing that the pistols often can be aggressive, so they just wait and ensure that they keep the distance between them to not give those pistols an advantage or an unnecessary advantage. Oh, nice shot from Zays. The range doesn't matter when you got that deagle, but Papsio quickly silences him. Oz, in a 1v4, he's got the kit, the armor, the util. This is worth saving. I don't think Oz is going anywhere near the bomb set. If he just had the USP, maybe. Just go hunt, because it doesn't matter. He didn't invest anything in the round, but that's a decent chunk of change. All right. Slake extending their lead to 3 now. Reminder that we do have another match coming up after this. It's going to be Comet Clan up against My Sod. Open 10 action. Both teams sitting at 6-1. And each of them having some fairly strong performers as well that help them get to that point. We'll break that down later, though. Let's get back to this one. Round number 16. Slake. All 5 players with a very B-side lean. And on the other side, Team Phoenix is on A. So if Slake continue their path down towards that B site, they should get a free plant and a free round. .108 on the clock. Slake not taking any chances. Using their util very methodically. Double Molotov thrown into the window. Likely intentional, because if there's a player in the corner, they'll burn down so fast they likely won't even have a chance to get out. So, yeah. Yeah, no chance is taken at all here from Slake. They want to make sure that everything is cleared out. All the corners, angles that they possibly can check or throw utility into have been taken care of. And this will be a 10th round for Slake. Team Phoenix, I mean, you have 4 players who didn't buy anything, just Oz, who carried over that utility and the armor and kit from that previous round. Thing is, it's still valuable to stay alive, right? Because if you go down to those AKs, you're giving $300 a piece for every frag, so better to just stay alive and not really involve yourself any further into the round. Why bolster your opponent's economy for free? Forcing is only bad if you lose the round. Nah, I don't think so. I don't agree with that. I think that forcing can still be the right call, even if you lose the round. All right, 10-6. 3 rounds away are Slake from taking this one and boosting their record to 6-1. Grim RP, not the player that's being relied upon for Slake this time around, although he has been many times in the past. This time, it's Bunny Hug. get tossed into underpass. Zay's down to 18, but Swazer delivers the opening frag here for Team Phoenix, finally awakening after a few rounds where he was silenced. Swazer. Jiggle peeking around the corner. And now realizes that connector could be exposed. Oh my goodness, didn't think that 3 players would be there. I think he only saw 1, but he was probably dead either way. Grim RP finds the follow-up. The A side has been cracked open. Zays with 18 HP. Oh my goodness, he gets flashed twice and then a 3rd time. Can't see a single thing, and by the time he can, well, it might just be a bullet to the face. Slake decide to fall off of that potential engagement, so Zays gets a little more time to see daylight. Slake moves in. 3 players stacked up towards CT and 1 coming up late at ramp. That late ramp arrival could be the difference maker for Slake, and while they eventually charge through and take down Zays. Slake does manage to get 1, but he's immediately traded 2, and Oz, although he gets 1, Mihil takes care of business. They don't even need the A flank. Or the T ramp flank, I should say. Unnecessary. Slake deal with it with the 3 players they had available to them towards CT spawn. 11-6 in their favor. Team Phoenix, money's not great. They're in a tough spot, but they're down 11-6 and they need the rounds. So here is where a force buy may make sense, or at least a half buy and a decent investment, because you have the $3,400 loss bonus to fall back on. And yeah, it's exactly what they opt for, is the half buy with 2 Deagles, 2 MP9s of Hamas. Gives you a better chance of winning in this round and does not completely handicap you in the next. Although Swazer did have to invest down to 300 and Lynch below 1K. Perhaps a little more of a risk there, but still. They're hoping that the slight overinvestment can help them come out on top. Oh, what a shot from Oz. Could even get another one here. He's got the lineup potentially, but his teammate Swazer takes care of business. Grim and Pafsio get some critical frags there, but Swazer is still dipping and dodging around the site, getting himself a couple of frags. Zays finds Pafsio. Grim, the last one standing. The half buy could not have been better here for Team Phoenix, but they still need that last frag on Grim. Grim trying to isolate the 1v1s here. Can't do it. Swazer's gone, but Zays with the instant trade, and he was going to get flanked out anyway, was Grim. Well played by Team Phoenix in a round where they had the handicap in terms of firepower. That said, still plenty of money available for Slake. They're going to reinvest here. And of course, their lead is still very nice at 4 rounds. Even after their investment, money is healthy enough that in the next round with the $1,900 loss bonus, I think that they'll still be able to force up if they want to, but probably won't would be my guess, because there's no reason to press the panic button. Even if Phoenix should win in this one. Zay, really aggressive posturing here, misses the shot that even could have been a Colat if he lined it up. Oh my goodness. Flashbang thrown. Slake will take care of Pafsio, who tried to move up Cat. Bit of a Lone Ranger move there. Usually you want to have someone ready for the trade, but now Pafsio goes down for free. Oh, Swazer peeks into Khan. I thought he had one for free, speaking of which, but no, he doesn't. Zays gets the trade, so still the man advantage has been restored here by Team Phoenix. Lynch over in T-Spawn had the advantage in every way and couldn't get the frag on Nyx. Damage is being done towards Slake in the 3v3, and it looks like Oz and Zays will get things under control regardless of a little bit of messy engagements on both sides of the map. Nyx, last one standing here. 28 HP. 1v3 clutch required. Sneaks down out of palace, down the ladder, staring down into jungle. Zay's waiting with the AWP, holding this line, but Nyx spots him up before he has a chance to fire, then gets the follow-up from Slake. The 1v3 all of a sudden melts down into a 1v1. Oz only has 14 HP, but Nyx at 2. The first one to connect with a bullet wins the round. Either one going the wrong way. Oz doesn't get the edge. It's Nyx who clutches the 1v3. A 4K on the round. What a play for him. 12-7 is the scoreline here. And now it's series point for Slake. That is unbelievable. The way he got those 2 frags towards connector, not easy. Especially considering that Phoenix didn't exactly play it badly. They went for the trade. It's just that there's some sharp shooting coming through from Nyx. What a time for him to make a mark on the map. And then he completely dominates Swayzer in the opening moments of the round. Zays. Off frag onto Mijos. There's a response. Oh, but Bunny Hug's in a perfect spot to punish. There's the nade. That'll finish the job. No question. Zays can't get away. 4v3. Well done from Bunny Hug, not to mention the teammate popping that smoke so that Bunny Hug would have visibility. Oz and Slake, the only 2 players standing in the way of a Slake map victory. Both on Cat. Which actually will be beneficial for them if they realize it's going towards B. That said, Grim is going to do a ton of damage to Slake and even connects with 1 bullet onto Oz. They do frag him, but now this 3v2 becomes very potent, and that Molotov almost burns Slake down to the grave. Limping along with 2 HP. They need to get a move on. They don't have a kit available. Bunny Hug with the utilog could get fragged here and does. OzJ moving up at the perfect moment. Slake trying to support now. It is a 1v1 thanks to OzJ's efforts. Slake only 2 HP though. Has to be perfect and can't hit the shot. Nyx the clutch again. 13-7. The final score in favor of Slake. It was honestly a lot closer than that scoreline indicated. I felt like Team Phoenix were in it round after round. It's just that Slake kept on coming through with those clutch moments. Nyx in particular looking absolutely phenomenal there. I really loved Bunny Hug too. I thought that Bunny Hug was a top performer from beginning to end and really helped Slake in, again, those moments where things were getting chaotic, which there was a lot of chaos, which can happen at the intermediate level. You got to be ready for pretty much anything. Anyway, well, congratulations to Slake. We are going to hit a break, guys. When we come back, it might be a little bit of an extended break. I think either 3 minutes or maybe longer, depending on how close we are to that next match. Either way, when we come back, it will be Comet Clan up against My Sod. Keep it locked here, guys, on ESL for ESEA League Season 53.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love. I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love. I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems.
We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only ones.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Heads down, they will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Back to you. We're not the only ones. We're not the only. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only ones.
This clear, cool day throughout the Los Angeles area. The current temperature in Hollywood is 65 degrees and expected high of 68. KLX
Great, hit snooze till it's 8:30. Grab a coffee to help ease my brain. There's no time to bait. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. You're saying it'll all be fine while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Sunshine
my distractions behind. I will be. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading color, reaching to find when I wonder how you say it'll all be fine. What's the wrong waste of time? Color, stuck in the backseat, told to drive.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that ooh. Never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh. Never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream. Yeah. Feel like something. 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 Feel like something.
All right, we're back here, guys, for some more ESEA League Season 53 action. The final match of the day. It is going to be Open 10 action. Let's throw up that score, not the score, the matchup on your screen. We don't have a score yet. We will soon. Comet Clan up against My Sod. 6-1 record for both of these squads, and there are some players to highlight. But before we get there, let's check out which map these teams are going to be playing on. We've had Ancient already before in our first one for Advanced. We had Mirage in the second map for Intermediate. What will we get in EU Open 10? I can tell you that both these teams like to play, or at least Comet Clan, likes to play Ancient and Anubis. And then on the other side, My Sod likes to play Inferno Dust 2, and we're getting neither of those. We're getting Mirage. It'll be the first time both of these teams play on that map this season. Players to highlight on each squad, looking at Comet Clan, Zeke, 128 frags in 143 rounds played. That's good for a 0.89 FPR. Also has plus 44 kill to death differential and 85 ADR. That's tied for the top of the team with Cook, who has 85.1 ADR. Technically, Cook is the ADR leader, but I'm calling it a tie because 0.1 is very, very slight. And looking at Cook's frags, he's 7 behind Zeke. Zeke had 128, of course, Cook at 121, and still a very serviceable kill to death differential of plus 24 in Cook's hands. So both those players absolutely have been helping Comet Clan find success map after map. This is actually the first season as a team in Open 10 for Comet Clan. Looking over at the other side, My Sod also sitting at 6-1. It's actually their second season together as a squad. They were 7-7 last season and 2-2 in the playoffs. So actually not that bad of a first season for them, and they're doing way better this time around. 6-1 just goes to show you how much one season can make a difference, right? They do have 2 forfeit wins that I do have to put an asterisk on that 6-1, but still 5 maps played, technically 4-1, 103 rounds in the process, and a plus 15 round differential on their side, which is slightly lower than Comet Clan's plus 17 round differential on the season. 2 players to watch over on the My Sod side. Toggleman, who's got 87 frags, a fun name as well there, and a 91.5 ADR. Not to mention that in 3 of the 5 maps they've played, he's had 100 or more ADRs. So we might see something special come through from him here in this matchup. And he leads the team at 0.84 frags per round. Over the second player to watch is another very interesting name, Tap Buggy. I don't know what it means, but it sounds fun. Tap Buggy, 86 frags, only 1 behind Toggleman, and has a plus 23 kill to death differential and a 1.36 KDR. Both of those lead the squad. 80.7 ADR, which is behind the 91.5 ADR of Toggleman, but still very, very good. And 57% headshot percentage leads the squad in that category. He's actually only 0.01 FPR behind Toggleman at 0.83 frags per round. So those are the 2 players to keep an eye out for. We're going to go into warm-up, guys, but I do want to talk about the results they've had so far on the maps they have played. For Comet Clan, Ancient has been phenomenal. 3-1 on there. They've only had that 1 loss. It might have been their last game that they played. Anyway, plus 4 round differential on Ancient, and Anubis 2-0 and a plus 11 round differential. So those 2 maps, once they get into the playoffs and the BO3 start to hit, it's going to be good for them to have a deeper map pool because they've also played Dust 2. That was also a victory for them, 13-11. On the other side, My Sod have only played 2 maps so far. It will be 3 here because we're on a different one that they've played in Mirage. But anyway, on Inferno, they're 3-1, plus 6 round differential, and 46 rounds for 40 rounds against. So some close matches there, but still coming out on top, obviously more often than not. And Dust 2 was a victory, 13-4 domination, and a plus 9 round differential there. So, I mean, we've set the stage here for both of these squads. Just going to see if everyone's actually in the server that I just highlighted, because, again, at Open and Intermediate in particular, there are a lot of players on rosters, and sometimes you need subs, you know, timing and everything. People have their schedules. It's not full time for you yet at this point, and I understand that. You have to have more players available, and then once you move up in the ranks, you see the roster start to narrow more and more and more until you hit Advanced, and then eventually ECL when you need to have that starting 5 set in stone. All right, so we do have, as mentioned, Cook and Zeke on Comet Clan. And do we have Toggleman and Tap Buggy? We do have Tap Buggy. Toggleman is there too. All right, the stage is set. We've got our best players for both squads on the server. Let's see who will prevail and get their 7th victory on the season. Knife round first before we jump into the pistol. Don't forget, guys, if you want to start your journey in ESEA, maybe an open, or maybe you're a veteran that's already played a few seasons and you want to go back into perhaps intermediate, advanced, main, who knows? You can do that for ESEA Season 54. It's starting soon. I think in about 2 months. I say soon, but still, it's coming up. You can sign up now, head to faceit.com, and get yourself going. Start your trajectory to ECL now. As it looks like Comet Clan are going to have their choice of side, I believe. I'll be honest, I did not see who won the knife round. But at the end of the day, doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, it was My Sod, because they're starting CT side. I really don't feel like there's any world where a team's going to start T side on any map except for Anubis. That's the only one where you'd be like, oh, okay, maybe I'll do that. Not maybe, you will do that because it's a T-sided map and you want to start on the favorite side. Almost always. Alrighty, here we go. Final match of the day. It's Open 10, My Sod and Comet Clan. Jousting for positioning in the standings for two teams that are almost certainly playoff bound. Couple of smokes tossed in. Fizze waiting to strike. There's that flashbang. That's going to trigger him to peek on through. And what a shot from Doom Train. Fizze just dropped like a heap right into the ground. Cook charging in. The bomb still gets planted. PB Sheck finds the opener for his squad. That's set to Tap Buggy, doing a little more damage. Back and forth we go. Even numbers at a 3v3 to Tap Buggy. Kind of trapped, and there it is. Cook going to find that frag. And Zeke and Cook, the two top frags for this squad, peek around together and do the damage. Toggleman hoping to do the same. Taps the bomb, but cannot get it done. Zeke, the 3K. And it will be the pistol round going the way of Comet Clan. Saw they're using the utility they purchased up very effectively. Making sure they had some angles smoked off. I believe they had jungle smoked off in that situation, which allowed them a little more space upwards. And My Sod will not be forcing up. Oh, I take it back. They will be. Just a little bit late. 4 nades, 2 flashes, and 2 smokes. Where are they going to deploy those nades? I mean, they already threw one there towards T-ramp. Not a bad idea, considering that it will be an execute towards the A site, but the majority of the players are actually in Palace. A lot of the util's already been spent here by My Sod. They're left with a couple of smokes, 2 flashes, and a nade. EV Sheck comes out along with Fizze, and Fizze was blinded there, so a good flashbang toss. Doom Train manages to get the Deagle headshot off of it. Astro strikes back onto Bobji. And Toggleman will fall. Couldn't hold on to the positioning underneath Palace. Astro planting that bomb, and PV Sheck just swinging back and forth, continues to re-peek, and will do all of the remaining damage. 3 frags for him on the tail end of this round, and 2-0 in favor of Comet Clan. Oh, we have a question in the chat. Why would you start on the favorite side? Well, I'll answer that question for you because you want to pile up as many rounds as you can at the beginning. Psychologically, it's always better to have a lead going into the second round of a half as opposed to being at a disadvantage. Now, you could argue that maybe you want to try and get as many rounds as possible on the least favorite side as well, but it's been, I'd say, statistically proven that it's always better to start on the side that you feel you're going to get the most rounds on, and in most cases, that would be the CT side. Just gaining that psychological edge and having that round advantage is always better. Like, for example, on Anubis, would you rather be up 10-2 or be fighting back from 2-10, right? After being on the CT side. Obviously, it's not ideal if you're down that much, but anyway. Master Me is going to come up there and get PV Sheck on the push, and Master Me could get a follow-up. No. Zeke will take care of business, but tons of damage done just by that pistol sneaking through Palace. 1:02 on the clock here. Doom Train. Pushing out with the Beagle. Asher's going to throw that Molotov for window. Absolutely. Utility set being tossed for mid-control. Still a lot of util left for Comet Clan. Bob J is going to get one from onto Astro. Maybe a follow-up as well. No. Fizze makes sure that it's only one for Bob G's. Toggle Man. Player I highlighted in the pregame. Hiding in the shadows. Pops out. Can't do anything. Cook is too sharp with the AK. And now Doom Train and Tap Buggy have picked up a couple of Galils, and Tap Buggy's already going to activate for the frag onto Zeke. And the follow-up on Fizze. It's all up to Cook in the 1v2, and he already drops one to make it a 1v1. Tap Buggy versus Cook, two of the top players, and Cook will win it out. A 3K for him, and that's a third round as well for Comet Clan. My Sod, they threaten on a round where, honestly, they didn't invest that much. Made it an expensive one for Comet Clan, but Comet Clan still get the important round victory. Now, more heavy investments or reinvestments required on the Comet Clan side. Over on My Sod, they're going to get their first buy up in. And Toggle Man going for the AUG, interestingly enough. I've seen the AUG start to come out a little bit more as of late in the meta. It might be making a resurgence. I know it was extremely popular in the early goings of CS2. But that quickly changed once the price of the M4A4 was reduced, and then it became more of a choice between M4A4 and an M4A1S. It was really just having 30 bullets in a rifle versus 20. And also you get the scope, so because of the price difference being so small, at least CS2 was released, you'd go for the AUG instead of the M4A4. But now, with that being adjusted, the AUG kind of slipped into kind of a situation where it wasn't even equipped in some cases. That said, I do like seeing it back. I think it still has its utility. No problem, Lauren, in the chat. Alrighty. Bob G's. Can he do it? He can, but Cook gets one onto Toggleman before that, so it's an even trade, 4v4. Doom Train under a lot of pressure here, but Bobji's going to relieve some of that pressure, although he takes tons of damage in the process up against Zeke. But the two top frags for Comet Clan are gone. Astro trying to show what he can do now. Brings it down to even numbers once more. Bomb going to get planted here, and Astro continues to just sail along the map and find frags. The Tap Buggy's gone. Bob G's dodges the nade, stays alive with only 5 points of health remaining. And now Master Me's given away his position, so they have the information. Astro does manage to collect another frag. Third on the round for him. Master Me is just sent packing to save the M4. No chance to rotate all the way back into that A site and get the job done. Not to mention didn't have the kit. So he makes the wise choice and keeps the M4 for another round. But that will allow Comet Clan to extend their lead to 4 and keep My Sod blanked in the opening moments of this half. Uh-oh. Is the gun going to be saved? No! PV Shek spots out Master Me. And that will make life a lot more difficult for My Sod going into this next round. Still have a decent chunk of change because that full loss bonus just kicked in. So that means they can half buy at the very least, and you're going to see Doom Train invest a little more heavily to get that scout up, but it is a glass scout. Zeke, on the other hand, has the AWP ready to rock. 4 AKs round out the buy for Comet Clan. Looks like Astro's still in T-spawn. He's just holding for a palace push, which I can't say I necessarily mind given what happened. I think it was in round number 2 where one of the My Sod members pushed up and managed to get a frag. Cook, headshot onto Master Me. Makes it look easy, and that is the B site kind of opened up, and you're seeing the adjustment being made immediately by My Sod, sending to Tap Buggy to close the gap. But no matter which way you slice it, Comet Clan have a significant advantage into this round. Bob G's waiting at Ninja. My Sod biding their time, allowing Comet Clan to make the first move, and hoping that they might overlook an angle here. Toggle Man trying to peek back and forth there, out of connector, in towards mid, eats a nade, another one sailing in, and eventually it's the op to put him down into dirt. Bob G's, well, yep, angle wasn't overlooked. He was biding his time, hoping that trigger discipline would work out, but it didn't. And to tap Buggy, along with Doom Train, probably not going to have much success here. Doom Train gets run down by Astro's AK, and to tap Buggy, with the Deagle, almost gets one. Close, but no cigar. Comet will win another one. 5-0 in their favor. Here come the guns again for My Sod. So far, Toggleman and Tap Buggy haven't been able to make their mark on this match, versus on the other side, Zeke and Cook have been exactly as they've been touted, those top fraggers for Comet Clan. Those footsteps tippy-tapping away for Comet Clan as they're setting themselves up for an execute, a set piece here towards the A site. Only one player currently on A because My Sod want to get aggressive into mid. Not a bad idea, but in this round, it's not great, especially if Comet Clan execute here. Doom Train's on his own, on an island, because those smokes are going to guise off all of the visibility, all the angles from My Sod. Doom Train does manage to get one, that'll help. They're going to flash out here, or at least smoke out to try and regain the space. But Zeke is watching it with the op. Bize connects onto Bob G's after Bob G's gets one and then spams the smoke to find Toggle Man as well. Master Me, the last one standing. And again, nothing doing for My Sod into this round. Unless Master Me can pull off a ridiculous clutch. Does do some damage, but that is not nearly enough. Now his position is known. They're going to toss some more util in his direction. The nade takes him down to 69 health. And the bomb continues to tick away. Eventually, Master Me is going to have to either pull the plug or just fully commit into what is likely a hopeless effort. And he decides to pull the plug. Correct decision. Does he get away? He doesn't. PV Shek runs him down anyway. And it'll be 6-0 in favor of Comet Clan with, again, no guns saved over for My Sod. The full loss bonus, it's tempting sometimes to go for a force buy in this situation, but in this case, My Sod going to be conservative. Half buy comes through. I mean, they could even invest a little bit more. They do. Yeah, I was going to say, armor, pretty valuable up against those AKs. At the very least, the body armor. 7th round of play. Oh, Bob G's a couple of cracks at it, but can't connect with the Deagle headshot. Takes way more damage on his side, tries to fade away and will, but his teammates are falling around him. Cook and Astro finding a couple. Bob G's gone to the nade. Astro gets the bullets as well onto Tap Buggy, and it's only Toggle Man left with a CZ and a prayer. Toggle Man pops around. His prayers go unanswered. Astro, the headshot from the AK. And they are still blanking My Sod here. 7-0. Surprised to see the gap so large here between these two squads, because statistically and win-wise, they're so closely matched that I thought that My Sod would bring a little more to the table, but it's just a case of Tap Buggy and Toggle Man having an off game at the exact same time versus Comet Clan stars being completely on point. Not to mention they're getting support from Astro in this game, and Astro's at the top of the board with 10 frags. PB Shek. Oh man, they're not even watching this. He's allowed to walk out of Palace, and they have zero information that he's in this position. Oh my goodness. Okay, Bob G's does spot him out. Saves the day for Toggle Man. Still, the tap buggy's low, and now Toggle Man's gone. Zeke locking on the op and not missing his opportunity. Cook jumping through into the smoke. A little bit of a mistake. Bob G's was waiting there, and so was Doom Train. So a 4v3. Now Comet Clan realizes there's a lot of presence on this A side. Zeke's waiting for another peek. Misses the shot, though. But again, that's more information confirmed. We'll see if they start leaning into the B site. Still, I mean, I feel like either site isn't necessarily a good choice for them. They're going to have to fight a 2v2 regardless. Or I should say a 3v2. Assuming all three players stay alive on whichever site they decide to hit. Flashbang toss, 22 seconds left. Yeah, they have to start to put the pedal to the metal. Here we go. Charging in, pressure's on. Master Me's in a great spot to punish. He collects one onto Fizze. This could be the first round victory for My Sod. 9 seconds left now. Bomb plant can't come through. It has to be done on the frags. It's just impossible. Zeke gonna have to fade away, and finally, My Sod are able to take a round on the board. Wow. Comet Clan just misplayed the clock, made a couple of poor decisions, honestly, in terms of their maneuvering around that A site, and it cost them. Maybe if Zeke hits that second op shot, they can explode out towards the A site, because then they'll have a little bit of a weakness exploited there, and they'll know the defense is light. But because he doesn't, they just kind of stall out, hoping something comes their way. It doesn't, and then with 20 seconds left, you don't have the time to clear the angle, so you're just kind of panicking, trying to get into the bomb site and get a bomb plant, whereas the CTs are calm, cool, and collected because they have all the time in the world. Ninth round of play. It's still a very tall hill to climb for My Sod. Not to mention, I mean, the economy is absolutely incredible for Comet Clan. Full buy-ups likely available for at least 2 rounds, even if they lose the next 2. Molotovs are good. One thrown underneath Palace, one for default. They know no one's there. Now they can continue moving forward. CT is very much their target, and Toggle Man has been eliminated. Bob G's some good spam through the smoke to at least trade one back, and Doom Train's in a good spot to punish, and he absolutely does that to Tap Buggy as well, doing work, and it's all down to Cook after planting the bomb. Can't do enough. He falls, and My Sod find themselves a second. Just a good job by My Sod, and Doom Train in particular, right? Holding that line from CT after losing a player in that direction. Comes back, takes the space. They don't realize he's there. He's able to get a couple, and after that finishes the job. So 2 in a row for My Sod. More of the close engagements I was expecting coming into this match. But again, like, look, full buy. As mentioned for Comet Clan. So My Sod have to do exactly the same thing. The pressure is on in a very significant way. Need another couple of rounds on this CT side to really get back into this map. Oh, nice opener from Zeke. He has been excellent with the big green gun. As a Molotov sails in for Comet Clan for window room. Won't connect on anyone, but they've got that 5v4 edge. And looking at that minimap, it appears as though they want to end up on this A site. But there is a player in those T apartments. That's Cook. I imagine he's going to go underpass to join up mid and apply pressure onto the A site with Fizze from connector. There is still a player in ladder room. That's the Tap Buggy. If he goes down into window room at the right time, he could disrupt the attempted take of the site. There's a smoke thrown for Cat. To tap Buggy, realizing someone has to be here to throw that util, but Cook spots him out as he tries to drop out of ladder room. That makes it a 5v3. Bob G is going to have to do work here with Toggleman on this A site. Bob G's gets one, but he gets naded out. A mortar strike from PV Shek. Toggleman manages to get one back. He's dancing around, stuck in Firebox. There's a Molotov available for Cook, and the nade as well, and yeah, they deal with him. The bullets and the nade flush him out, leaving only Master Me standing, who manages to get one here, but you see the problem, don't you? Cook is flanking him, and he's probably dead. Well, whether it be from the front or the back. ESEA takes care of business, 8-2 in favor of Comet Clan. They isolate those 2-round victories for My Sod, and looking at the money, it should be enough for My Sod to buy up here. Absolutely will be. Surprised to see Doom Train not drop the AWP, though. He had 8k. Could have gotten an opt-down and traded for an M4. Guess they just want to make sure that everyone have those A1Ss in their hands. A little bit of aggression here from My Sod towards top mid. Bob G's... I don't think he's going to hang around too long, yeah. It didn't feel like a full commitment to the push, just kind of hoping that someone tried to get adventurous through that smoke, and it doesn't happen. Nade going to sail in here towards Toggleman, but he wins the fight against PV Shek in the Palace. So there's the 5v4 for My Sod. Don't have to get too aggressive now since they have that man edge. Comet Clan just playing defaults. 2 in top mid, 1 going underpass, that's Cook. And then you have Astro, who was in Palace with the bomb, but now is readjusting himself. I'm not sure where this one's going to end up. Because you have 3 players coming from different angles going into mid. And ESEA engaged with Doom Train. It's a pretty even engagement in the end. Kind of a stalemate. Doesn't really give either team the edge. Cook spots out a player and tries to maneuver around, does do the damage against Bob G's, but still no frags to speak of for Comet Clan, and again, the time is becoming their enemy, as it did a few rounds ago. They have to get a move on. My Sod delaying well with the util, but they've got only a smoke left and a few flashes. Snap Bucky good with the bullets, they're going to have to be. Cook, trade immediately, 20 seconds left. They have to get onto this bomb site to tap Buggy, waiting on default. And he's got support from CT as well. To tap Buggy, can't hit the shots, he's gone. Toggleman waiting at CT, he's giving away his position. They might try to plant the bomb for Cat instead, and that's exactly the plan. Zeke deals with Toggleman as well, giving them the man edge. Doom Train. Ooh, missed shot. It looks so close for Zeke. Doom Train manages to slip through and get the frag onto Cook. Now he's trying to close the gap on the Opper. Doom Train does it. Now he's in a 1v1 because ESEA managed to take down his teammate. ESEA at 59 HP and Doom Train at 42. M4 versus AK. ESEA spots him out. ESEA doesn't have to force the issue either. He knows that Doom Train has to frag him first, and he will force Doom Train into an unfavorable fight. It will be a 9th for Comet Clan. Twelfth round of play. My Sod felt like they were threatening, like they'd be able to make some noise here in this first half. And they very much were, making these last few close. The problem is, it took them a long time to actually activate and get to this point. And the lead may be too much for them to overcome already. Flashbang toss. Look at this aggression from Comet Clan. They know that the economy's not healthy for My Sod, so they're just trying to bully them in towards this B site. Tap Buggy's already gone. Master Me. Oh, actually hiding on that site. Could get away with it. He does for one, but Astro trades him out immediately. And now Astro's making this util drop down in towards Market. In the meantime, Zeke does connect onto Bob G's with the AWP. Doom Train and Toggleman, they're both known in terms of positioning, and it's only a matter of time until Doom Train falls. The util, the bullets, everything sailing his way. Really not much he could achieve there. 10-2 in favor of Comet Clan. They have been fairly dominant pretty much from start to finish. We saw that couple of rounds from My Sod where it appeared as though they were waking up, and even the 2 rounds afterwards, they were close and made it down to a 1vx situation. But that last round, obviously there's only so much you can do with the limited economy, and My Sod just bulldozed them right into that B site. almost always when it's 10-2 and you're on the losing end of it, you need that pistol round. You need a start to something. If you don't get it, it just becomes that much harder to mount the comeback. Only 2 pieces of util bought up for My Sod here on this pistol. You like to see maybe 5 or 6 pieces. Sacrificing the armor for the util makes sense, especially on that T side. Because it's really hard to execute a bomb site without having the utility in your hands. That said, to tap Buggy, wins on the straight duel up against Zeke. Cook could be a problem for them, though. See how they clear this, because he's got support from CT. Tapping the bullets for the USP. Ends up going down to Bobji's. I think he blindsided him from Palace. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now Comet Clan, do they have the kit? They do. So they can play for retake. They don't have to rush these fights. Astro wants to find something, though. He's hungry for blood. Gets only 1 as Bobji's drops 2. Fize, last one standing. The must-win pistol looks like it should be coming through, but we can't speak too soon. Fize's got the kit, and now he's made it down to a 1v2. Fize sees Toggleman, who's just trying to attract his attention so that he looks away from Connector. That's exactly what's happening here. Master Me, overlooked entirely, just has to pop out and hit the headshot now. Fize fakes the plant, defusal, excuse me. Hits the headshot on Toggleman, but he doesn't know where the last is. Now he does, but it's going to be too late. Has to stick to defusal and ends up falling to Master Me's USP. Well done by My Sod to hang on in the pistol round and get a 3rd for themselves. In the previous half, we saw My Sod choose not to force up on their CT side after losing pistol. This time, Comet Clan does the opposite. 3 MP9s, the Deagle, and Astro probably going to buy. There we go. Yeah, Deagle for him too. My Sod, though, managed to get 3 AKs. The 2 MAC-10s carrying all the utility. And they are going to open up the fragging as well. Master Me with that Mac. That's the frag on to Zeke. Doom Train gone, though. Loses the fight against PV Shek. And look where Cook is. He's already taken the space towards top mid. So if he keeps pushing towards T-spawn, he'll find out that they're going towards his A site. But he decides to go back and support B instead. Here come My Sod. The AXQ is on. Not much util, though. You get the smoke thrown for Con, but that's it. That allows PV Shek to come out and get one before he's traded himself. 3v3 numbers even, which isn't too bad for Comet Clan. Still a very winnable situation. And Bobji's gets one almost traded out. Down to 8 HP, and Toggleman will support him to ensure that he stays alive, leaving an ult to Fize in a 1v3. Gets one of the healthy players. The healthiest one's gone. That's Toggleman. Now Bobji's on life support at 8 HP at Tetris, and Master Me over at Palace. They don't have to peek. They can force Fize to come to them, but Fize just wide swings Bobji's and takes him down. Now Master Me has to have a look here. Fize could try and draw him out. He is. Hoping for that fight, needs that fight, doesn't have the kit, has to win this quickly and can't do it. Master Me not only wins the round, but he upgrades himself back towards an AK from that MAC-10. 3K for him. And My Sod, they've got a little bit of life. That said, we still haven't seen that first full gun round from Comet Clan. And are they forcing up again? Or is that just... Okay, that was a miscommunication. PV Shek says, just kidding. I'm selling the FAMAS. And we're doing a pistol round. Makes sense. Oh, what a ripper of a shot to open up the round. Doom Train just walks out with the Deagle towards ramp and in an instant gets the headshot onto Zeke. 5v4 for My Sod. Master Me jiggle peeking, so is Cook. Cook's hoping for a push to come through underpass. It doesn't, and now he's given away his position. Doom Train saw him, so he fades off a little bit. He has to get out of here quickly, or else Master Me's just going to spray him down with the AK. He ends up dying from Cat. Tap Buggy and Toggleman are exceptionally low, though, so these pistols could certainly have more of an impact now on the round, especially if My Sod go towards B. That's where Comet Clan are gambling, and that's where My Sod are going. The brawl is on. What can the pistols do? So far, not much. PV Shek collects a couple, maybe the third. Still alive, picks up the AK. Needs to pull off the clutch ace to win the round. PV Shek finds himself 3, but that will end it. Still gets a little bit scary and very expensive for My Sod, meaning 3 reinvestments will be required. And that was a round that Comet Clan, only had a little bit of investment in. Now they'll bring the guns to bear. Much more util to work with here for Comet Clan, only missing a few pieces, in fact. As they're hoping this round will deliver them an 11th. Great util thrown here by My Sod. Although, I say that, the connector smoke not really on the mark. Huge gap there, and my goodness, Zeke just barely misses hitting the shot, and now PV Shek falls by the wayside. Tempting to go and peek that smoke again, but Zeke decides against it. Astro peering out from window into the fire and the flames, gets 2 and survives the ordeal. 4v3 in favor of Comet Clan. Are looking to get back to their winning ways. They know that the top back buggy is over here at Cat. He's trying to gain the space while his teammates are likely going to look to recover the bomb. But that bomb is within the sights of Comet Clan. So you need to be careful. Nade tossed. That actually won't do any damage at all. Nice shot from Tatap Buggy to even out the numbers. I'm not sure if he expects Fizzy to be here. If Fizzy's patient enough, he could catch them off guard. But he wants to have a peek. Too tempting. Actually slips into Van without being spotted. Now Cook and Zeke are coming in to set up a crossfire. This is a difficult sight for My Sod to take, especially with only 25 seconds left on the clock. That smoke will help. Guys is off an angle, and Doom Train from Apartments finds one. Will they expect Fizzy? They don't. But he's now the last... No, excuse me. Cook's the last one standing because Fizzy dies, and Master Me wins the 1v1. So these rounds are coming down to the wire time and time again. But My Sod do manage to push Comet Clan back and give themselves a little bit more space to breathe. Comet Clan won't be able to buy up in this round. Just onto the eco. 3 deagles. Probably upgrades for everyone. Yeah. 5-7. And 4 deagles to round things out. A little bit of util, a couple of nades. Assuming they're going to try tossing those down the ramp or maybe top mid. Actually, for the time being, they're going to hold on to them. 3 players stacked up right next to window. Are they going to pop this smoke and just peek out? Yep, that's the plan. Here they come. Do they see anything? Yes, but no frags. In fact, they lose a body in the process. Good smoke pop there by Bob G's. And as it stands, My Sod gaining the space and taking the advantages until Zeke manages to connect on Doom Train. Trade is instant, but oh, hold on a second. Fizzy finding that evens up the numbers at a 3v3, and Tatap Buggy is quite low at 26 HP. Tatap Buggy and Toggle Man usually in the 1-2 spot. This time around, it's been a rough go. They've needed Bob G's to step up along with Doom Train and Master Me just to be competitive here. Fizzy, deleted by Toggleman, and there goes Cook as well. PV Shek's managed to recover an AK, and at this point, might be best just to save it, but I think he's tempted to come in here from ramp because they might not expect him to be in this angle. Toggleman's looking the opposite way. There he goes. PV Shek gets one. Now he's certainly going to try for this. 1v2 clutch. Needs to go fast, though, because no kit is available to him. Nate flies out. Master Me's here on default. He won't expect that. It looks like it's going to be a backstab from Master Me. PV Shek not looking his direction. There it is. Master Me will secure the 7th round for My Sod. So from a 2-10 deficit, My Sod have won 5 rounds in a row. And now we have a timeout being called here. I believe this is a tech timeout, so maybe there's an issue. I have to wait for confirmation, guys. All right, well, either way, it looks like it's been solved, whether it be a tech or attack. We're going right back into the swing of things. Both teams on a bye round. AWP and 4 M4s for Comet Clan, 2 A1Ss, 2 M4 A4s. Again, still trying to find their first round here of the second half. Each team having far better T sides than CT sides so far. Only two CT side rounds won throughout 17 rounds of play. Spam through the smoke. It was right on the money, honestly, but Fizzy ran out of bullets. Now has to reload. Tries again. Excuse me, not Fizzy ran out of bullets. It was Doomtrain that ran out of bullets. And now has to vacate the premises because Utah will likely sail in towards bench. That said, Toggleman takes the space that Doomtrain was holding and throws a Molotov of his own to push Fizzy back, at least momentarily. $50 left on the clock. My side bunching up towards T ramp and that A site. Doomtrain into Palace and 1 player at Cat. I don't see how he's react. I don't think Toggleman is going to survive with 3 players, actually 4 in the vicinity. But now they know that the A site might be ripe for the taking. Swinging around Doomtrain. Astro razor sharp on the aim. Bobg's trying to get one back, and he does. Master Me helps out, and Bobg's still surviving, but eventually PV Shek will overwhelm him with bullets from his AK-47. To tap Buggy and Master Me on for the 2v3 clutch, and there's the first step towards that. Astro gone. Master Me into tap Buggy managed to get a crossfire setup as well. 1 in towards the A ramp and 1 in CT. Master Me spotted out. Comet Clan trying to deal with 1 player at a time, but I'm not sure they're going to be afforded that luxury. Now, going to stick the defusal in the smoke. They can't spot out Zeke, and now Master Me's gone. In the end, the knife comes out, but it's way too late for the tap Buggy, who does survive. But that is not the way My Sod envisioned that round ending. Comet Clan sneak through an 11th round and finally have a CT side round victory to speak of. They also keep enough players standing to ensure that this buy-up is fairly potent. Only 2 pieces of util missing. The only thing that they might want they don't have is an AWP. On the other side, My Sod, realizing the reality of the situation, see that they can buy up a couple of AKs, a MAC-10 and a Deagle, and they still had 1 rifle carried over from their previous round. So they're taking a chance here, even though it means their economy is going to be completely shot in the follow-up rounds should they lose here. Toggleman waiting patiently for the push. Astro walks right into it and loses the duel despite hitting the headshot with the M4. It is not good enough. 6 HP for Toggleman. Two players regrouping there for My Sod. In towards T-spawn. 1 already in Palace, as we talked about. That's Toggleman, but he's very low health. Comet Clan scattered across the sites. But PV Shek towards mid wins an important duel, and Zeke collapses in with him to find Master Me. They've somehow managed to get an advantage out of this round where the first frag went My Sod's way. Toggleman naded down. What a toss. A mortar strike from Zeke. Bobg's manages to get the trade, but he can't get anything else, meaning that Tap Buggy is by his lonesome. Needs to isolate 1v1s. Only 30 seconds left for him to work with, and he won't have another second to think because Zeke just sprays him down with the bullets. The quad kill for Zeke. He is up to 17, only 1 behind the frag leader Astro, who's at 18. But Zeke and Cook have just been that good throughout the entirety of this BO3, and of course Astro as well. That goes without saying. 1 more round, and Comet Clan will be the team to get 7 map victories, I should say, first. My Sod will have to wait until their next series to try and find that. Hope still remains, but the buy-up is not great. A Tech 9, 2 Deagles, and 2 Galils. Don't see that very often. A decoy being deployed here. Just making some noise in those B apartments. Good train. Ooh, spotted out. Almost sprayed down and is finished off by Zeke. Now Bob G's alone with the bomb. Realizes, oh, can't do this. He has to fall back. A little bit of space gain to be, but there are a couple of players here. PV Shek, who's been solid when called upon, and Fizze. Fizze plays anti-flash very well and peers around to find a couple. This one could be over, folks. Tatap Buggy and Bob G's, the last two standing. Bob G's is probably dead in a moment. There he goes. And Tatap Buggy gets one, but only one. Fizze with the 4K this time, and pretty much everyone for Comet Clan getting in on the mix. I mean, Zeke and Cook were the ones to start it, but I guess they lit the fire and the rest of their teammates just started throwing wood onto it to continue burning forward and burning their way to victory. Beautifully done by Comet Clan. They win 13-7. My Sod, honestly, a great effort to try and bring it back in that second half, but they fell short, and that's the story all too often for a lot of teams. They go to 6-2, and Comet Clan go to 7-1. Guys, that is the last match of the day for us. We had 3 great ones, but that's going to seal things up for ESEA League Season 53 coverage today. We'll be back next Monday for more. Hope you guys are going to join us there. Have yourselves an amazing night, morning, day, evening, whatever the time might be. See you next time.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose.